Oh, we're getting word here. One more award. I'm sorry about that. This award it's actually like kind of a medical award. It's most likely to have a heart attack or a myocardial infarction after smoking too much weed. Now this award, you have to have certain criteria. You have to be morbidly obese, you have to be sedentary, you have to be just sitting there constantly, daily, day in, day out. It's a special award. And basically you have to smoke so much weed that you will likely die from a myocardial infarction or a heart attack. And that's Brian McClay from Beyond Wednesdays. Congratulations, Brian. You don't have much longer in this mortal coil. I congratulate you on your sedentary lifestyle.
The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
The top talents in the comic book business are here to tell everything they know.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Industry of Comics, episode 125, gentlemen. 125. And man, we were talking about how crazy the past couple of weeks have been for everybody, and I'm sure everybody in the comic industry has been feeling that way after the big con and everything going on. Just a lot. Spider-Man, everything, man. There's just a lot. But tonight's show is basically, well, what if I told you that a company that most comic collectors never even heard of 6 years ago is now reportedly worth $20 billion? Pretty crazy,
That's
right?
insane.
Whatnot just raised another $545 million.
So where's the 20 billion? Why don't they use some of that?
It's a valuation. Valuation.
I know, but that's the kind of joke in today's money. It's all
Well, that's why, and that's why all these. It's why all these other streaming platforms are popping up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they want to cut into. Well, they need competition because you don't. When the government is ends up being busy with all this other bullshit, they will be looking at the consolidation of a lot of these companies and how the markets are being run and stuff.
Well,
They're a
Whatnot
little busy.
just raised $545 million, and sellers already on the platform have already moved more products in the first half of this year than they all did all of last year. And meanwhile, we're still picking through the carcass of diamond comic distributors, I mean. And, I don't think we're talking about like two separate news stories here. I think we're talking about watching the new comic marketplace devour the old comic marketplace is what we're seeing. It's happening right in front of us right now with this week, these stories, with how much money is involved in live selling platforms, and watching Diamond basically say, hey guys, we agree you should be able to come get your shit, but you got to say, but we're not going to pay you any of the money we owe you either. It was a very weird week. We'll get into the Diamond stuff. We'll get into the Whatnot stuff, but just really weird. And again, is like, we always, for the longest time, it was like a trope to say, is comics dying? And the question isn't whether comics is dying tonight. The question is like, who's going to control how they're sold next, right? Who's going to control how they're sold?
But it can't be these slimy middlemen and flippers, and it can't be those guys, right?
It's two different businesses now. I'm gonna die on that hill.
What
you can
what
say
are
they're going to take it all over, and I see more and more stores opening all the time. I get messages all the time that I'm opening my store, that they watch this show among other shows and have cobbled together advice to open their first store. People aren't afraid to open a store, then that, there's still sales going on person to person instead of over the web.
It's funny you say that, because I did talk to two retailers today, actually three retailers today. All three of them were kind of like iffy on people getting into new stores. Two of them straight up said, like, anybody that buys a new store, like wants to get into a brick and mortar store, the only reason that they would do it is if it was like a dream to do it. Otherwise, you'd be stupid to say, okay, I want to get into comics and open a brick and mortar store right now. Unless you're in that other type of business, which Emmett is talking about. There's two types of businesses here, right? There is the online comics dealers who are selling only comics. And then there's these collectible stores that are being created out of the comics and card store world. But here's the funny thing. I don't even think out of the card store world, because I think there's probably, I'm not saying probably, I guarantee there's more sports card shops which just sports cards. All they sell is sports cards than there is comic stores, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think there's probably more just trading card game stores
Than comic stores?
Yeah.
That's interesting
Well,
too.
I think more stores have trading card games than comics by far. The big box
Yeah,
retailers, Targets, Walmarts, et cetera,
yeah.
et cetera.
They're more
Airports.
accessible. Where the comics is having a terrible uh, problem being accessible, and they have
Yeah.
since they got rid of the spinny racks, right? And they're not coming back because they would need the same people that fill the Walmarts, somebody like that, like there was back in the day, who would then go and pick up the comics after they didn't sell.
Well, I think the bigger problem with that, bro, is cards. You can buy them; they're sealed, they're protected, they're not damaged. How do you sell a
Yeah.
comic on a rack that's not going to be totally
Well,
AFU'd?
well, here's the thing: is that wasn't an issue when I was a kid.
Yeah, people read their books.
Yeah, up until the 90s,
Hmm.
you know, nobody was looking at every single issue on a rack and going, I think this one is probably the best of the 5 that are there. I'll take this one. Nobody gave a shit. And I have a lot of customers that don't give a shit. I give free bags and boards, and I have a bunch of customers that say, no, that's all right. I don't need a bag and a board.
That's nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me the success of these online streaming platforms. I've talked about it ad nauseum on the channel lately with, that famous saying that I think it was Gary Vee a few years back, said that everything will be sold via live selling apps in America within the next couple of years. And he's right. I mean, there's, people selling cakes. They're making cakes and selling them on Whatnot. They're fucking selling crab legs on Whatnot. There's, you know what I mean? It's fucking crazy. This is a big deal. Shopping app Whatnot valued at $20 billion in new funding. This is from the Wall Street Journal. The live auction marketplace said it raised $545 million in investing recently, and now has pushed their valuation up immensely, which is crazy. I did reach out to Jack. I said, hey, if you want to come on, we'd love to have you on tonight, Jack. If you're watching, let me know you're in the chat, and I'll drop the link for you. But it's very.
We don't see any possibility of a bubble. No possibility of a
always,
bubble.
Always.
I mean, yeah, but okay, so I guess what would a Whatnot, not even Whatnot, what would a live streaming bubble look like? Because we're not. Remember, guys, comics is only 10% at most of Whatnot stuff.
Yeah,
they are a drop in the bucket, right? So, what would a bubble even look like with live selling? All of a sudden, everyone decides they're not going to want to buy trading cards and shoes and Louis Vuitton bags. And
well, the bigger question is that their valuation was 20 billion. They raised 545.
Well,
in the story, did it say what they're raising that for?
I'm not sure
working
yet.
Capital?
I'm not sure. I'll take a look here. But here's the crazy thing. Let's just look at the last 2 years, because the last 2 years to me have been crazy for Whatnot, right? January 2025, they raised $265 million and have a $4.97 billion valuation. October of 2025, they raised another $225 million, which bumps them up to an $11.5 billion valuation. And then just recently, they raised another $545 million, which they're calling the largest fundraising ever in live shopping, to double their valuation to $20 billion. That's just in the last 2 years. They went from $5 billion valuation in January of 2025 to $20 billion now. Right. So in roughly 19 months, Whatnot's valuation went from 5 to 20 billion. That's 4x. That's crazy, dude. That's nuts.
No, it is. It is. The question is if they're making so much money, why they need so much money.
Well, here's what they said. So Whatnot says sellers generated $8 billion in live sales during 2025, more than double the previous year. And in January, the report estimated that Whatnot had nearly 60% of North American and European live shopping market, which is crazy. And if they've done more this year sales wise than they did just in the first quarter, I guess, or first half, than they did last year, and they did 8 billion in live sales last year, that means they're doing 16 billion already. That's crazy.
And at least half the population still have never heard of Whatnot.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
I'm telling you, at
Yeah.
least half. I mean, it was probably 75% a year ago. Now it's probably a half. In my social experiments of asking people if they know what Whatnot is.
650,000 plus people are currently joining every week. That's just people joining every week. 20 plus million new accounts in 2025. Users average 95 minutes per day on Whatnot in 2025. That's nuts. That's crazy. Whatnot sellers were hosting 500,000 plus hours of live shows every week in 2025. The Wall Street Journal puts the current figure above 550 hours weekly, 550,000 hours weekly. That's nuts. Customer retention was reported at 80% month over month. The numbers of sellers earning $10,000 plus a month, more than doubled in 2025 on Whatnot. The number of Whatnot sellers surpassing $1 million in lifetime sales also more than doubled. And Whatnot says that group has again more than doubled over the past year. And then in June of 2026, they announced that sellers had surpassed 1 billion orders on the platform. And again, it kind of just started out as a cards, Funko, sneakers, and comics app, right? Collectibles app. But now they're electronics, jewelry, beauty, women's fashion.
Everything.
It's nuts,
You
dude.
can sell anything on there.
Yeah.
No, agreed that it's been a huge success. But again, what's the $545 million for? Do they need working capital? If they need working capital, how come they're not profitable yet?
Let's take a look. Raising
good question.
I mean, it's always best to use other people's money.
How do I get a job working for stock options so I can have a shit ton when they go public?
Yeah.
But
why haven't they gone public already? I thought their exit was to sell the whole thing, lock, stock, and barrel to somebody like Amazon, who doesn't have a live selling app.
So here you go.
Maybe
it says here, the 545 million is growth capital. Whatnot is not presenting this as, quote, we need cash because the business is struggling. The company says the Series G raising, money raising,
7th round,
is meant to pour fuel on a business that is already scaling extremely fast. The Wall Street Journal reports that Whatnot has now raised 1.5 billion since 2019, and this newest money will primarily go toward helping sellers grow and increasing trust in the marketplace. More specifically, Whatnot says the money is going into 5 major areas: acquiring more buyers through marketing, building better tools and servicing for sellers, expanding into additional product categories, expanding internationally into new markets, and in strengthening trust and safety. So that's the 5 things they're trying to hit with that money. And it also plans investment in technology, including AI-powered seller tools that can make listing, managing inventory, and operating shows and running a business easier.
So yeah, that's if they set up a way to just run stock photos, and you could just have a click box, like a CSV file that you could just upload, and then it would just load stock photos of all the comics or cards. And then it just would go onto your store and run itself. Fucking I'm in.
No, hell no. That sounds like a nightmare to me. It's the hand selling. It's just like you say. I mean, it's having it's me being able to go live and say, hey, check this out. Like, here's why you need to buy this, because this is the retailer exclusive paperback copy. This story is awesome. You got to be reading it, blah, blah, blah. Like,
they can get that at their local comic shop.
But then they got to leave their house.
It comes down to everything ends up being at price, right?
But
everybody had chickens and got their own eggs. And then the local guy, they could go there and he would sell them the eggs. And then Walmart came in. The local guy couldn't make the egg price. So then he's out.
Well, you said they can get that at their comic shop. That's true. But they can also get it on Whatnot.
Yeah. So
now they have options.
Yeah. But if it at some point, it ultimately becomes price. So if I could have the same books, So the people who are really doing well are the people that have exclusive books, right? Which is not the same thing as
or really good
Maybe.
margin on inventory.
On back stock, you buy a
Yeah.
collection, 10 cents a book, and you sell it for $2. That's a
Mhm.
great margin.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so I've seen a lot of guys, they don't have exclusives. They have old books and even 90s crap. TikTok Live. I was looking at TikTok Live the other day. Every single book, I watched 5 different sellers, never heard of these guys. Every book they put up was going for $8 to $10. And you're talking, these were quarter books. They still had like price tags on them that said 50 cents from this guy. Some guy just bought a collection and happened to be selling them. I was like, what? These are dollar books, $8 to $10 each. It's crazy. But I just think, you know, everything has a price. You're right, Emmett. But like, it costs nothing to log into an app and sit in your
Oh,
bed
no, I
and
know.
listen to someone talk. So
Well,
Right.
I don't get it.
here's the best part about what that money is supposed to be for, in my opinion, and that's the trust and safety spending. So at the scale whatnot is like scams, counterfeits, shill bidding, chargebacks, shitty sellers, you know, people that we always complain about, the gambling allegations, like all the things that, Emmett, I know you've always kind of
Oh yeah.
had a big problem with, become potentially like existential problems, right? Like
Yeah.
whatnot. They're facing, I guess, a ton. So let me
How to
see
stop
here.
being the Wild West.
Yeah, yeah. It says here that they're facing more than 70 arbitration claims from users alleging aspects of the platform operates like a unregulated casino right now. And Whatnot denies that characterization. It says gambling is prohibited. So when they specifically say some of the 545 million is going towards trust and safety, it's a big deal, right? That's what we want to see over there. Is we don't want to see
Yeah.
any of the bullshit.
Yeah,
But
cut that out. Cut that out. I don't think it's as rampant in the comic world. There's so many people. Look how many shows are there a day. Just go on the app right now and see how many people are live and how many are scheduled to go live. The 90% of those people are doing nothing scammy. They're just selling comics, trying to hustle, trying to make ends meet. That's what everyone's out there doing. It's the few, just like on eBay. It's the few that ruin it for everybody. You know?
Yeah, but that hurts the whole reputation of everybody, right? So anything that feels a little, oh, that book's should be a $50 book. That guy got it for $10.
Mhm.
You know, what's wrong with it? What happened to it? Or the opposite. That's a $10 book. It went for 50. And who are these other people bidding? You know, and then everybody ends up being part of the one guy that scams. You know, maybe you got lucky and everybody wanted that book and it goes up to 50, but maybe other people feel a different way about it, that it was
Yeah,
shill
it's
bidding or something like that.
yeah. I think they got to have some kind of thing to look at shill bidding for sure. We know it's happening. I mean, you know, it's absolutely happening. They just need to connect the dots between common sense stuff, same IP address. Like, why are you bidding on the same IP address? Little shit like that they can figure out pretty easy. Yeah, I think this is fantastic. I think it's great. And anyone that's not, I've been saying this forever, man. Like, you know, we talk about what Gary Vee preaches about it the other day, and I believe with all my heart, man, you should. If someone opened a store today, I would say it should be built around live streaming. Like
There's no time to do both.
the store
And you
should
have to
be.
hire another person.
But I would hire someone to run the store, not someone to do the streaming, because the streaming is going to bring in more money. I make 30. We make three streamers and one manager. They make 30,000 a week gross. On that's their goal is 10,000 each. They always hit their goal, and I'm so proud of them. They do so good. They stream 5-6 days a week, depending on how their sales are going, and they're doing great. Like the store, what brick and mortar is making 30K a week? I'd say none, and even Midtown maybe
No.
is not pulling in that kind of cash a
Oh,
week, right?
I'm not far off. And I'm not counting my eBay sales. I do 20 to 22 a week.
Yeah. See, and that's just again, I'm not counting website
Right.
all my other avenues. That's just streaming, whatnot, and eBay Live.
But you're just
So-
doing comics, right? So
It's just comics.
my
no
model's
cards.
a little different. So I have a lot more opportunity because I have a lot more SKUs.
Yeah, no cards, no Pokemon, no
Right.
none of that stuff. Sometimes I wish I had some of that stuff. I miss the days of buying big collections because it's fun, it's addicting. But I tell you, just cleaning out my warehouse this week, I'm like, it confirms. So people in the chat, I have my store / warehouse. It started as a warehouse, turned into a store, turned into a streaming headquarters. Then it was just a warehouse again. 3,000 square feet. I got to clean it out because I'm subleasing that out to someone else. I mean, everything's got to come out of there. And trying to clear out stuff and junk that's been accumulating for 10 years. Oh my God, there's so much worthless garbage. Because again, I've said this before. Here's what happens. You buy a collection, you sell 25% of it, the rest of it sits there. And then you buy another one and another one and another one. And then next thing you know, you have 50 to 75% of every collection just stacking up and you never get to it. And you wind up just piling up junk upon junk upon junk.
Well,
So I've advised people either go on a buying hiatus or not buying shit for a week, a month, 2 months, 6 months, or whatever, till you clear out some stuff, or hire more people to move that stuff, or move it in bulk, something, but don't just let it collect up.
I was talking
Trust
to
me.
Jesse today, and shout out to Jesse, James Comics, and we were talking about this whole craziness with Diamond and everything, and that kind of ran into this conversation where he was talking about how, you know, he was one of those guys that always said to me, I remember when he moved to Florida, I remember him talking about it on the show all the time, like, you'd be stupid to be a new brick and mortar store owner in this era. And he was talking about it, and he said, he goes, you know, it would be very dumb for me to have all this inventory in my shop, right? And then have to rely on people coming into the shop when I could be spending some of that time going to a place where people are looking to buy that said inventory. I don't have to wait for people to come into my shop all the time to do it. And you look at Whatnot, and Whatnot has kind of become this place where it doesn't really sell products, it sells attention. It sells people are going to be there looking, you know, oh, I'm not really into buying anything, but I'm just going to go see what's there. So if you go on there as a shop and say, hey, I'm just going to offer for the things that are in my store here, and I could sell them here, or if people want to come in and get them, you know, basically what he's saying is, don't wait to, you know, go belly up before you decide, hey, there's ways that I could get this stuff sold and not have to wait for people to come into my shop. When people come into my shop, great. That's even better, you know? But so I agree. I think it's almost impossible these days for a new comic shop to not have some type of online presence.
Yeah, there's a
online
fine
selling.
line though, because if you're selling a lot of your stuff online, the customers who come in through the door can get like, oh, I saw you sold that, you know, collection of Spider-Man. I collect Spider-Man. I've been trying to get those books, even though they didn't tell you. Now they're telling you when you sold it online. And they're like, how come we didn't get a shot at that? We are here every week.
Well, I'll tell you what, I
You know,
remember
so it is a fine line with that.
I remember when Jesse was here, what I remember him doing, and I'm sure there's other store owners that do this. You guys probably both do this. If you guys get something in that you know a longtime customer is into, you're going to call that customer and be like, hey, I got this. I had this come in. If you want to check it out, it's going to be available for the next couple of days.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
Well, we
have a card catalog.
But we also do that on Whatnot. We have a guy that wants a Shikari box set of everything with the up closes and any specialty. We set one aside for him, everything. We have a guy that wants one of every Supergirl cover that comes out every week. We order it for him and set it aside. We know our guys. So we do the exact same thing. Like, you know, we keep comparing. It's almost like, not us, I talk about the comic industry, not me and Emmett, everybody. We always compare streaming to brick and mortar, like versus, right? Oh, ready, fight. It's like
it's two different
it's-
businesses, I believe.
yeah, it's the different, but it's different, but it's also so similar, right? I see streaming as being ultimately superior for just the fact that I can reach so many people around the world.
Yeah.
Aside from just sitting in my store waiting for someone to come in, and I'm reaching those guys. Yes, you got your hardcore local guys, but we have our hardcore guys on Whatnot. We have our hardcore guys on the website. We know our customers that are going to buy every launch, every cover. They're going to get them graded, the whole thing. Somebody said 30,000 weeks, 1.5 million a year. I want to see your tax returns. Trust me, you don't want to see me. Trust me, you don't want to see my tax returns. My accountant and tax guy don't want to see them. We make about, and I'm not flexing, it's just a fact. With all the businesses, we make about 3 to 4 million a year total between the Patreon, the websites, streaming, local business, conventions. It's about 3 to 4 million a year gross. I don't know where it's at. I don't have.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
It really isn't that hard to get to a number when you're hustling like that. You know, you're doing conventions, you're online, you're doing all that.
Yeah, it just needs. The key is just like you said. I mean, you need people. You just
Yeah.
need good, and that's the hardest.
then you got to
thing
pay
do.
them.
That comes over
That's part of the-
time.
Yeah.
Or both of it does. Like you need people, customers, and you need good
Staff.
employees.
It
And
takes
that-
a while to grow a good customer base for sure.
Yeah.
A real
So,
customer base.
with-
Not, oh, I jumped in and now I'm buying a book and
Yeah. With online, live online selling, you have a built-in customer base there for you. Now, it's not the same type of customer base you would get more community-oriented customer base at a local shop, right? Because all your people out there are not close to you. But there is this thing that happens, just like it's happened here with Beyond Wednesdays. It happens on, I know, like certain Whatnots. Here's Trolls Comics. He says, Whatnot is more of a community meeting place than anything, especially with comics. Instead of going into a comic shop to talk like-minded people, pull out your phone and you're there in seconds. You don't think that happens? You don't think that people jump
I didn't
on
say that doesn't happen. That's not true community. There is, you can't see the person except for the person who's filming themselves. Everything's done through text. It's not true.
Most of the time, you
community.
don't even see the person filming themselves. You just see the comic or the item.
Yeah.
You talking about live sales?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to
Yeah,
disagree with
you could
that.
dis-
Don't go into any of my shows, bro. When people show
Doesn't
up, it's
matter,
almost
man.
like
They can
"Hey,
be
it's this
anybody.
guy.
That's right.
How's it
They
going?"
can be anybody. They can be
But-
anybody. They don't have
but
to
every-
be themselves. They can be.
But they know these guys all know each other. Like you should see in the chat. They show up.
Yeah,
They all
and
know
talk
each
to
other.
each
They're
other.
like,
Yeah.
Well, look at
they're
Jesse.
like, hey man,
Yeah.
hey man, how's it going? There's some of the guys in the chat here are in my Whatnot shows, and they love Kayla and Ernie, and they know these guys, and they can't wait
Bro,
at conventions.
I
have
had
people
so
come
many.
up.
Yeah, I had so many people come up to me at San Diego and at MegaCon and talk about one of your sellers. It starts with
Goob.
Goob. Yep, Goob.
Yeah.
You got to tell Sean
Yeah.
I fucking love Goob. I watch Goob all the time.
They wind up having like fans, like because they're, they love them. And we had somebody the other day want all the staff to sign. I had these Merc hardcover art books we did. They wanted everyone to sign it, and then 4 other people wanted it. And these guys are signing books left and right. And they're like, "Am I allowed to sign this?" I'm like, "The customer asked for you to sign it, so
here's
sign
the
it."
crazy thing when it talks about community, right? A normal comic book store, community is local, and they want somebody to come inside the building. eBay wants somebody searching for Absolute Batman #1. There's no community there, right? They just want somebody searching for a book. Whatnot wants them watching Beyond Wednesdays, Big Clutch, Comics Elite, Davis Ryder, a card breaker, a sneaker seller, or someone selling vintage shirts, Emmett selling hubcaps, right? If you started selling hubcaps on there all the time, Emmett, I'm sure you would build a fucking hubcap community. You know what I mean? So I think that there is it, just like you say, it's 2 different types of businesses. It's 2 different types of communities. And well, I don't even know if it is. Like,
You changed my mind. I think it's two different types of communities. It's just it just makes me sound so old.
It's
And I
okay.
realize that. I realize that.
It's okay.
But I don't think it's good for humanity.
That's another
These
great
people are
question.
invisible.
What's the
And
movie?
some of
Wall-E?
your one of the biggest fans, like somebody could be in the chat and everybody loves them, and that could be the shill bidder.
Yeah.
And he gets everybody's love because they're like, "Oh, congrats, you got that, congrats!" And in the background, they're the motherfucker shill bidding you.
He could also be the
Right?
guy that's just we make him a
He
mod every
could be.
sale, and he's
He
a
could-
great
he-
guy.
Oh, yeah, he could be.
Okay,
He
so
could be, but
Or he
also
could be a serial killer.
Yeah,
so
Or the guy that owns a comic shop could also be a serial killer too.
absolutely.
not-
That's actually probably a good good movie.
I think that we need to ask the question should be like, is live selling becoming as important to comic retail as having a physical store? Not instead
bro,
of
more important.
not instead of physical stores, but as important as physical stores.
More important, in my opinion. More important.
I'm looking
More
to open a
important.
second store if I can find the right place because I'm turning so much and I'm
Bro,
getting
just
so
start
many more
streaming
stuff.
first, dude. Dude, just start streaming first. It costs
I
you
don't
no
have
extra.
time.
But you don't have time to open a second store. You have time to stream, bro. I'm saying, bro, I love you, but look, if you don't need another mortgage, another internet, another gas, electric
More
bill,
employees. Use those
you can do
employees
all
on
that
streaming.
you got to hire people to run that store now. You can have this triple your revenue just by streaming. Period. Just by streaming.
And we've all been watching Emmett's social media as of late, and I could see the change happening. He went from fuck whatnot to maybe I'm gonna try whatnot with the bumpers on, and it's changing.
Yeah.
We're getting
I
there.
was yelling.
Because that's part of my guardrails is that I've been talking so bad about them and I haven't done it. So I feel
Bro,
very bad that I think I have to try it.
I was screaming at my computer the other day. I saw one of your reels, and you were like, "I got to find a way to stop people for overpaying for books." And I wish there was a buy it now feature once they trigger the buy it now. And I'm screaming like, "You are overthinking the shit out of this! Like, what are you doing, bro? You are overthinking it." If that was a problem, if it was a regular problem where I put up a book, and I'm like, "Oh man, I don't know if people are only going to pay $9.99 for this trade. I hope it doesn't go for $20. I never worry about that because it just rarely happens, bro.
Right.
It rarely happens. Rarely.
But then it would have in the spots where people have let it get away from them and it's become a problem and it became something we talked about for 3 weeks.
But bro, it's so razor thin, bro. And you don't have that kind of stuff, right? You don't have a Quintana exclusive that everyone's going to lose their shit over, right? Like the stuff that you and I have and your normal humans have. And bro, you could take every key off of your book.
No, I know. And
it's not going to go for more than what it's going to.
Probably go for more than I sell it for in store.
Maybe, yeah.
As I'm usually 20 to 30% below eBay in store.
Well, I'll tell you this.
After 10% of their take and stuff, like
you have to be. There's very few sellers, very few live sellers that get that type of hype where they can put up any book and it sells for more than fair market value. I can tell you that right now.
Few.
I was putting up.
A lot of my buddies said I should be on there sourcing on there because so many people get shit for their books.
Yes. I do that. I do that. I'll buy on someone's stream. I see the guy that has 4 viewers, and I'm like, I'm gonna go support this guy. And then I wind up feeling bad because I
had a sale last night, live sale last night, eBay Live, where I put up all most of the books that I got in San Diego. And I had San Diego Comic-Con variants listed at 60% off fair market value, which is last sold or the lowest priced available on eBay, and they wouldn't sell. Nobody would even take a shot at them. So I think there's very few big, like hyped up sellers that get that type of action.
And those guys usually go live the very specific drop, or at a con with books they have for that convention. It's they're not streaming 3 times a day. You know,
This is
I have 3 streamers that stream at least once a day, and sometimes twice a day. So we're streaming at least 3 times a day.
Dave's collection has a great comment. He says, "I get my signed books off of Whatnot. Beats standing in line for hours."
Bro.
Yeah,
Right?
Sure.
you know.
I just, it blows my mind because I started doing this 10 years ago, man, at cons, just being a lowly, dirty flipper, getting books from my friends, right? And I never forget, man, the first time I walked up to these guys' booths and I'm going live with my phone and they're looking at me like I'm crazy. Oh, that's what I was going to say. This is how insane live selling is getting. Doesn't have a lot to do with comics, but quick story. I read this article. I wish I could find it. I searched for it. A lady was streaming in a grocery store, and it was like an Aldi's. She wound up getting in the boot because they didn't know what she was doing, but she's streaming in a grocery store, and people would come on her stream and be like, "I need gallon of milk, stick of bread, loaf of butter," right? Or all the things, whatever they need. Do you have this? Do you have this? She would go around, pick it for them, run it, and then when they were done, they're like, "Okay, I'm all done." And she had friends or family outside, and they've got, "Okay, go give it to this lady's address and deliver it to her locally."
Wow. So they're
Well,
just
she got
basically doing Walmart grocery shopping.
pretty
Yeah.
much. Well, they kicked
Pretty
her out of Aldi. They
close,
didn't know what
Beta.
she was doing. She went to a local mom and pop store, but she couldn't do it there because those are almost dead. There are no local mom and pop grocery stores. The prices were higher. Obviously, she has to mark them up a little bit. So she was marking up stuff so high just to make her margins. She couldn't swing it. So she wound up going back to the Aldi or whatever it was, talking to a manager. They let her do what she's doing. And she's thinking of ways how she can expand doing this. And Aldi was talking to her about, so what are you doing again? Like, what is this? It had to go through corporate and get approved and blah, blah, blah. I think it was, she was going to be allowed back in. I can't remember, but long story short, innovations everywhere, right? How cool
Yeah.
is that? Like, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I would never do that.
Well, I would like to give a quick shout out. Speaking of San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, Minty Fresh Comics is a guy, he's working on trying to open up his own shop. He is online. He sells a lot of stuff online. Probably, doing way better than me through his store, as you guys say. But he sent, since I couldn't make it to San Diego, he sent me all of the exclusives that I could
Ooh.
have got at the meeting. I wish I'd taken a picture, but it's the Transformers graded mystery box with the graded book in it.
Uh-huh.
I think at least 6 of the midnight previews, the midnight's Marvel Midnight previews.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
And two other books. Yeah, so he did me a real solid. I signed up like I went to the luncheon and they just picked my books up for me and mailed them to me. And he wouldn't take any money for the shipping, and it with the graded book in it, it was expensive. So he did me a real solid. He appreciated some of the advice I'd given him, but you guys tell him, don't open a store.
Yeah. You have to really think about it in a major way. And
Listen, business is the same, right? It's location, location, location. Being an online seller, if you have a lot of buyers going to Whatnot, that is the location. The only thing is that what makes them come to you on Whatnot rather than the guy who's streaming next to you. Right. And so that's the thing is that you have to build that business being there. Maybe it's the same time every day. Maybe you're bringing your own people from Instagram or YouTube or some other social media, or maybe they're local people that are coming online that they just can't get out to your comic shop and you can deliver it to them or ship it to them or whatever. But it's all the same thing about location. So one of the things I tell people, if you're going to open a local shop, make sure that the location is viable. You know, comic shops can be destinations, but it's going to cost you a lot in advertising to let people know you're there. If you're right downtown, it's awesome because they're walking by your shop.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage anybody to start. I would tell them, my advice used to be, start a website first, start a Facebook business page, get on Instagram, do your social media, build a presence up, and then get some hype for a store. Now I would say do all those things, but start with Whatnot and then go to social media. Just start selling and then think about opening a store when you outgrow your basement or your kitchen or whatever it is. Like, start slow, because some guys may never have to get a store. You don't need that overhead, you know.
But make sure you have a business license, because
Oh
they
yeah,
don't
all the steps. Yeah,
because Whatnot will just send you, this is how much you made.
yeah.
If
eBay
you
will.
that's personal income, which
Yeah,
it's taxed in America at 40%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll probably bump you to another tax bracket. Now you're even more screwed. You got to be able to claim your deductions. You can't do that.
You
know,
can't
blah,
can't
blah,
claim any of the stuff you bought. You can't claim gas or anything else. You are fucked.
What up, Steven?
I know
What's
two,
going on, brother?
I know two
What is
people
up,
that
guys? How y'all
made
doing?
a lot of money on Whatnot and ended up it cost them more money than they made.
we could have a whole. We need to start having a section about smart ways to open a business. Number one, open a real business. Get a tax ID number. Get an accountant.
Yeah,
all that shit. Like, you have to
pay
do
your
that.
taxes.
No matter
Speaking
what
of
you're doing.
business,
I know
that's
how
at
many
the new
guys you know are
location,
like,
prepping and painting.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was on late.
Prepped and
Hey,
painted. All right.
We're a few days away from the permits being finalized. I swear, in our county, you need a permit to take a shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I swear, dude.
Sounds
Hey,
like New York. What are you doing? That's Texas.
if
Thought
you
you guys
need
were allowed to do everything.
No, not here.
if you need some slat wall or some racks, just send somebody to Indiana, bro. You can load up a truck for free. You
Really?
can have it.
Man.
Oh, bro, I have sheets of that
Dude.
shit.
Hey, that stuff comes in handy, believe it or not.
I don't. I'm gonna send it all to Brian so he can show it.
Yeah, shoot me a picture.
Show
dude.
my fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Hey, it's just a reality of some people get embarrassed by someone. I don't give a shit. I'll show my dirty laundry. I don't care.
Yeah. Back to the Whatnot shit real quick. The darker side is something that we do have to keep an eye on, though, because like the explosive growth should attract scrutiny as well, right? And this has to be we don't want this segment talking about how great Whatnot and all the valuation and everything around it is, because there is we don't want it just to be a fucking everything is peachy and amazing over there. The reality is there are a lot of fuckery that goes on when money is flowing. We know that. And again, it's very important to recognize that that's one of the things that they said that they wanted to key in on. They've also emphasized that they're trying to combat shill bidding and seller accountability and marketplace trust, while saying that part of that $545 million is going to be invested specifically into trust and safety. They did call out shill bidding, seller accountability, and marketplace trust. So that's important. And if you're valued over 20 billion, you're no longer the scrappy collectible startup group. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're now an institution that people can scrutinize and should scrutinize. We should be calling out the bullshit, and they should be cool with it. They should be like, you know what? Thank you. We want that. And again, that goes back to what we've been talking about for a long time, that the best communities police their own. The best communities police their own. And, part of what we do on this channel is trying to police our own. And part of what we try to do in this huge comics community is police our own. Shout out to Trolls Comics, who's in the chat right now. He was on the show with us a few weeks ago. He's been doing a good job looking into that whole story about the Dan Quintana veteran thing that we talked about as it was happening, as the post was being made. We talked about it on the industry show last week, and man, did that turn into the ultimate shit show. Absolutely
that
crazy.
That dude.
Right? Like,
that was bad.
The guy has now come out and said that he's shutting down business. Will he just change to another name? Who knows?
Look, I talked to that guy a little bit. He was Special Forces Air Force for way too long, and he needs to transition into the civilian world. That came up to me as a guy that just he's having a hard time transitioning, period.
PTSD.
Yeah, and even if I know guys that never saw any combat and they can't trust. Listen, going from military to civilian life is not fucking easy.
Not if you're, especially this guy did 23 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's a difficult transition.
Because nobody works or has the integrity or
the work ethic.
The work ethic in civilian life, the feeling of responsibility and duty and mission. I had to get a job. I couldn't work with other people. I had to get a job in public safety, and that wasn't even good enough. But at least I could survive there.
That guy even said his biggest thing was in his post. He goes, "I think this was just another war for me," and that's exactly what happened. Was because remember too, he was a master sergeant, same rank as I was. When you're that high, bro, you like very few people that you answer to, like generals, colonels. There's very few people you answer to. You are the man. Going from that to a civilian world to where you're just another schmuck and no one gives a fuck about you. That is a very difficult transition. And this guy thought he found something that was wrong. He tried knife handing all of us. Oh, you know what, Quintana? Screw you, man. You're fucking done, bro. You're gonna do this to a veteran, blah. And he loses all the shit. And it's like, brah. You need some facts first. Man.
Big shout out to our boy Timothy Brandt, our Mark's, one of the guys who pulled one of the Mark Spears Unholy Grails. He just made a comment. He says, "I'm gonna hit 25 years active duty Army on the 16th." So thank you for your service,
nice. So
brothers,
that must be E9 if he's enlisted. So are you a sergeant major? Just curious.
There we go. Litzy Sports Card says he's coming up on 19 years active duty, and the thought of civilian life retirement freaks me out, but so exciting.
Guys, message me on Instagram. I will give you. We'll talk about anything, bro. I did it. I went from broke as fuck, super broke, 90K in debt, no money to my name. I tried starting a business. I lived in my store for 2 weeks because I didn't have $5 to buy for gas to get home or even have a home. I was homeless for 2 weeks. It was terrible. I went from that to a year later, we grossed $1 million in our first year. And then I made a lot of mistakes there. So I got nailed by the IRS. It's terrible. Learned a lot of lessons. Hiring people sucks. I can go on and on and on, man. On and on and on. But transitioning is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
And
the military definitely should have a course on how to transition to civilian
they do, bro, but it's terrible. So now in the Marine Corps, I know the Army is very similar. They have to go through, it's called 2 weeks of TAPS, Transition Assistance Program, right?
Oh,
and
that's smart.
They teach you how to write a resume. You have to
bullshit. That's not what it's about.
Well, you have to call everyone by their first names, which freaks people out, no matter what your rank is. So you could be in there with a Lance Corporal that's getting kicked out because he's faking some injury, and a Sergeant Major that's retired, and you're both calling each other by their first names. The Sergeant Major lose their minds, bro. It's awesome to see. I love it.
Well, speaking of that, Vaulted Valor, he's still got his webpage up and everything, but he's took down all his social medias from what it looks like. And he came out with that apology saying, he made a mistake. But here's what's interesting about all that thing. It still feels like we need more context. I want to know more because if, I hear that this might have happened. Oh, no, this happened. And one of the things that was kind of weird to me was the original guy, not Vaulted Valor, but the Elijah guy who Vaulted Valor was kind of like standing up for and, saying, that Dan had wronged this Elijah guy. If this Elijah guy had gotten on his commission list, took a book to him and said, I want these specific remarks, and then for whatever reason, heavy mental guy who Dan was working with said, no, we're not going to give him that, and then sell it on a whatnot sale or an eBay live sale, just say a live sale. And that's kind of fucked up right there, period. And then when the guy who originally wanted the commission said, well, I'm going to buy it anyways, and bought it, and they wouldn't sell it to him, then there's something else going on there. And if that's the case, and that's what happened, I want to know, because that's fucked up on heavy mental and Dan's part. And I don't know. I don't want to lay any of this on Dan, because it sounds like Dan is just getting fucked just as much as Scott Snyder has been getting fucked over the last couple, months, and getting photobombed. But I want to know that, because that's a big deal. That's a big deal. In this world of how important these sketches, remarks, and autographs are to the collecting community, that's a big deal. Shout out to Will Miranda. He says, I only sell books from my home in Puerto Rico. Taxes work different over there. Never stain doing the show. Oh, never stop doing the show. And thank you guys for all the stuff you share. Hey, thanks, Will. Hope to see you again. I remember seeing you in MegaCon, man. It was good to see you, man. Appreciate that donation.
Hope you have running water over there, bro. Heard you guys having some water problems.
I know, right?
Rico.
Yeah.
In Puerto Rico.
But again, that is a big problem, and that is a place where we need to police our own, as you retailers, us content creators, the actual comic creators out there. Like, somebody needs, if that did happen and Dan knew about it, another person needs to say, hey, Dan, you can't do that shit, man, because you're hurting all of us. If that another retailer, if that's the way that really happened, another retailer needs to reach out to every mental, go, bro, what are you thinking, man? Why you can't do that? And I know some people out there would say, oh, you're just screaming on deaf ears, or whatever that term is. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it is something that we should do in policing our own, and say, hey, maybe do it in a way, like, you don't have to call him and be a dick, or reach out to him and be a dick, but reach out to him and say, and Sean, I've known you've done that before. You have kind of, hey, let me give you some advice.
Yeah, you know, that's the integrity of the whole thing. The reason why everybody does it. We're all in there for a reason. Keep it clean, keep it cool. It's supposed to be fun, but you always got to have that one.
Yeah.
It's always got to be that one person that
messes it up.
The wrench in there, but
it seems there's a lot of people. So comics have been for a long time. The only people were in it because there's such a small profit in it, were people that loved it, right? Yeah. And as soon as there's got money in it, all these people came into it, and because they know how to market, or they know how to use these, they were online since they were born. They're out there making a huge profit on something they don't love. And, it sticks in some of our craws, and, it is just business. And like, I don't worry about them, because, I preach and push readers. I would say 99% of my customers are all readers. I stole Steve's idea. I now have 10 for $1 books.
There you go. How's it going so far, Emmett?
Good. I moved about 200 10-cent books.
There you go.
That's all it is.
Yeah, man.
Just moving the stuff.
So the answer is yes. We need to call out our own 100%.
Yeah.
And I see a few problems here. I think artists need to do it more. And I know a lot of artists that are afraid to call anybody out. There are a few artists that are very vocal
they
out
won't
there.
Call out their own.
Yeah. Well, artists are very Prime. You got to message me personally, bro. Yeah.
Well, they're trying to they're also worried about getting work. If they talk bad about the wrong guy.
So they will talk so much shit amongst themselves, but God forbid they ever make a public post, because they'll never do it. They won't comment. They won't even like, because someone will see that they like the post. If someone says, this guy is doing AI, and they're like, I know he is, but they won't even like that post because they're afraid that someone will see it, or some editor will see it. And it's just, they bitch and bitch and bitch, but they refuse to police their own. Retailers are very good about policing their own. I'll tell you that. Because I mean, I've had many people tell me I need to just calm down and stop being the comic book police. But I mean, fuckery is
comic
fuckery,
cop.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, if I see it, like, I gotta call it out. Like.
Here's what the younger crowd do, though. Oh, you're gatekeeping. Listen, if I don't have any power over you and I can't stop you from selling, I'm not fucking
word.
gatekeeping.
Yes.
Gatekeeping, it's the same with racism. They're like, oh, it's reverse racism. There's no such thing. If people don't have a power over you, they can't be racist about you. And if they don't, and they can't gatekeep you, if I can't stop you from selling on Whatnot, I can't gatekeep you by telling you selling on Whatnot is bullshit.
Well, speaking of gatekeeping, we kind of talked about this last week, and we got to bring it up, and that is this world of comic awards. We had the Eisner Awards, which felt a little bit like more of a real comic awards thing this year with the inclusion of Absolute Batman. But other than that, it felt off. The Ringo Awards, which it says now pros can vote, but this is very interesting. Emmett, I think you did a deep dive on how the Ringo Awards are voted for and the rules behind that. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was a couple of years ago, and I don't. I'm sorry. I have a brain that once I use something, I dump it. I don't remember. It basically is like they can ask people to vote for them. Like it's openly known who votes for who, and like people can request you to vote for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically a popularity contest or a bot contest or whatever. Like, cause there's some stuff in there that doesn't make any sense.
It says that they're like a hybrid fan jury nomination system followed by professional comic creator voting for most winners. So, obviously the awards are named after Mike Rowingo, an amazing comic book artist that passed away way too soon. I always loved his Young Titans series. He did a cover that with a kid, he was like the first guy to ever do like the baby characters. Him and Art Adams with the baby X-Men, and then the Rowingo did these young baby Titans characters, and it was such a cool series. Anyways, so the basic Ringo Awards process, you could think of it as two separate elections. The first round one, who gets nominated, fans and public, plus a 5-person professional jury. I don't know how they select that jury of people to vote on this stuff. But then they have round 2, where for the main awards, professional comic creators, not the general public, are who's voting on stuff. And there's also 5 separate fan-only categories where the public determines both the nominee and winners. To be eligible, you have to work. You have to generally have been published during the calendar year, print and digital, and. I don't know, man. It sounds very like there's too much going on here to make me care about it. And the nomination process is where where the fans have most influence. But then when it gets to picking the winners, that's all done by quote unquote a professional jury. So there's 2 spots. Basically, let me put it this way. So for most categories, there are supposed to be roughly 5 finalists. They get there through 2 different pipelines, 2 spots of public open nominations. Anybody participating in the open nomination process can nominate creators or books. The top 2 selections from the open nomination process become finalists. And then a 5-person jury of the comic industry professionals separately choose candidates, and the jury selection normally account for the other 3 spots in each nomination. So therefore, the nominations, you have 5 people in each one, 2 open nominations and 3 jury nominations from the professionals. It's very.
And the professionals rotate, or they don't. And they don't say who the professionals are, or how. Did they say how many?
Well, there's a weird point ranking thing where Each juror must select 7 choices in each category and rank them from 1 through 7, and they award points through them. Number 1 gets 7 points. Number 7 gets 1 point.
If you open up the Ringo Award rules at the top, if you open a new window over there, it'll break down the points for you.
Yeah, it's very weird, right?
It's so scammy, bro. So right there. So a select jury of 5 professionals representing a cross section, blah blah blah. Right, first choice gets 7, second 6, third 5, so on and so forth. But I promise you, I would bet so much money on this. I have no knowledge of this. This is my suspicion. Let's get the legal shit out of the way, right? It's my suspicion. I think that these guys are totally collaborating. You vote for my guy, I'll vote for your guy. Because if you look at some of these, just Google some of these, like just the artists. Who the F are these guys? I've never heard of them. Their art is very mediocre. Where are
Rally Timer says, has anyone present read all or even 5 of the 6 nominated series?
Well, let's take a look.
Ridiculous.
So here's the best series. Absolute Batman, yes. Absolute Martian Manhunter, yes. Coexistence, no. FML, no.
Yeah,
no.
I've read that.
Granite State Punk, no. Murder Podcast, yes.
I read number 1.
I know the titles, most of the ones, but I never read
them. Best writer.
Story.
Best short story. I don't know any of these.
No, well, the Detective Comics one, and that's about it.
Best original graphic novel. No. Not a single one.
I don't read graphic novels. So
Hero Baron Kid. I remember that from back in the day.
Yeah. And the Drawn and Quarterly is very popular. It has been for a long time.
Best kids. Best anthology. No.
Nope.
Best humor
Jim
comic.
Henson Presents. I've read. That's good.
The Goon, but that's old to me. Like
they put out a new Goon last year.
I guess. So let's look at the best cover artist: Delato, Colm Griffin, Tula Lotay, Dan Parent, Javier Rodriguez, Riley Rossmo. What is going on there? There's only one person in there that I think should be considered best comic book artist for this 2026, and I don't even think she should be there really in the top 6, and that's Tula Lotay. Delato's an amazing artist, but he hasn't put out any killer comic book covers this year.
Yeah, where
Ito,
he may not have won in the past.
Dan Mora, Mark Spears, the
guys that actually sell and move comics that people
Danny
like.
Warren, yep.
I mean, where's Campbell at, for crying out loud? I mean, I don't care if he's a top of list every year. He did the Just Spectacular collection for Marvel. I guarantee that boosted enormous amounts of sales.
Oh yeah,
like you said, Dan Mora, Dragotta, his covers blow up every time he does a cover. Has
some awesome covers.
Dodson's been doing some great Absolute Wonder Woman covers.
I've never done this. I've never voted on this, but do you think they're basing it off like the different types of art instead of just going off of sales, maybe?
But again,
it shouldn't be any of those. It should be like, I mean, there's certain covers that we know people have gone crazy for this year that those artists aren't on here. Like there's, I don't know, man.
Love him or hate him, but look at the impact Quintana's made.
Dan Quintana, yes. Yeah.
As much as you love
or hate
everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. There's just so many cover artists. I could go on and on about where's Wayshack for Cul-de-sac. Those are some of the best covers I've seen.
Ito needs to be on there. I think Sveta should be on there, but I understand if people, if people say, oh no, she, that's a little bit niche. Panosian. Where's Panosian on there? Holy shit.
Panosian?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. For real.
Cedric Pouillat. Like what? Will Jack.
His last cover is AI, by the way. It drives me nuts. Scroll up a little bit.
John Boy.
Mike Mayhew's not on there.
Yeah. Best colorist. Yeah. Where's Mike Mayhew? Jordi Belair.
He doesn't need retailers anymore.
John Calise, Javier Rodriguez, Alejandro Sanchez, Stefan Simone, and Dave Stewart. I don't know. I don't pay attention. I apologize.
Maybe
I don't pay attention.
Where is Sabine Rich? She colors Frank Cho. She colors J. Scott Campbell. Yeah, where are these guys at? Where are the self-colored guys that do their own art and colors?
Yeah,
I
Best
don't see a
letter,
single
I
Lady
couldn't
Beth
tell
artist
you.
on there.
Yeah. Best artist or penciler, inker team. Becky. Well, this is weird because there's one person. Hayden Sherman. Why isn't Hayden Sherman on the best cover artist list?
He won last year.
Oh, okay.
Not last year. Yeah. Last year for Wonder Woman.
Liam Sharp, Javier Rodriguez, Jay Fosgett, Werther Deledra. He should be on there for cover artist too. Like,
bro, where's Trish and Tone for Farrell?
Yes.
Like they should be one of the top teams. Love him or hate him. I mean, Jim Lee and Sinclair.
I don't know how you could hate him. How could you hate Trish Fortuner? Yeah,
I know she's the sweetest person in the world. Jim Lee and Sinclair. Okay, maybe they published one issue of Hush at least last year, right?
Yeah.
That's not enough to make the list, I guess. And there's no Spawn artist on here.
Let's look at writers.
Did you see the interiors of what was it? The Becky. What's the Spawn book that Glapian did the interiors for?
Oh yeah, Shirley Johnson, Return of
Shirley Johnson.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh my God, those interiors are stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah, where's Glapian?
He clearly stepped out from the shadow of being the inker for Capullo, and now he's his own artist. He's crushing it. No recognition whatsoever from this place.
This is a great comment. Let's make a Beyond Wednesday's award show voted on by the panel in the chat. It's a lot of work, but it would be fun. It'd be fun. Best artist or best writer. Dennis Camp. I don't agree, but I understand why. Okay, so I get that. Schmalke. I like Schmalke. I don't know if he's top 5 best writers, but I like him.
He's not top 5.
Tynan. Yeah. Venditti. Yeah. I like Venditti. I think Venditti's great. He's been doing great things over at Bad Idea. Mark Wade. How is Mark Wade on this list this year?
Dude, if you look at this list, I'm sorry to say this, but a lot of this, it's if you're in the crowd with the political
cool
views of these people, you're in. All those people, Wade, Venditti, Camp, I know specifically, super lefty, extremely left. So this seems like it's very much
Where's
a popularity contest amongst the niche people.
Where's Josh Williamson? Right,
Scott Snyder.
Scott Snyder, Robert Kirkman. Yeah. There's so many.
Wonder Woman again. What's the? Is that
independent titles?
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I forget her name.
Just those 3 names.
Yeah,
Snyder, Joshua Williamson, and Kirkman should be up there 1, 2, 3. Yeah. How can you deny Daniel Warren Johnson? He wrote Transformers. He's doing Infernal Hulk. How can you? I mean, come on. I just mind blanked. He's doing the Captain America, the crossover Marvel.
Jed McKay. No.
Oh yeah.
Or Zdarsky or McKay. Either one of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Scotty Young.
How are these?
Yeah.
Any one of these, for Lobo, any one of these guys should be ahead of
Kelly Thompson.
Smokey
yes, thank you, Nick. Shout out to Nick
Kelly
Carucci in the chat. Kelly Thompson, an absolute Wonder Woman.
And any one of those guys should be in there. Oh, speaking of, look at all of Nikki's cover artists: Linsner, Elias Chatzudis, Perillo. They're regulars on Vampirella and Red Sonja in these titles. Linsner has probably been a staple at Dynamite.
What about the other? Who's the dude they just signed that does all those beautiful, like, wispy painted covers on Red Sonja? Nick
Stuart Sager.
Yes, Sager. Like, you know what I mean?
He's pretty good.
Shout out to Slap Me Harder. Appreciate you joining, my friend. Carla Cohen, Jenny Frizen. Totally. All right, best cartoonist, writer, and artist. How is Brett Bean? Is Brett Bean on here? No Brett Bean. Nope. What the fuck? No Brett Bean.
I don't even know what that category is.
No Scotty Young. No Mark Spears, writer and artist. What is
maybe cartoonist is a different category, maybe. But
Brett Bean saying writer and artist. I don't know any of these. Caroline Cash, Scott Shantler, Anders Nielsen is probably maybe the only one I've heard. I don't know any of these people, and I apologize to them. But again,
I agree.
These award shows are very weird in the comics world. And then not only that, like, let's be honest, you guys, we have the comic book community awards, which, is usually it's a every year drama alert segment. So I won't get too into it, but I don't know even what these are at. So do they have the?
I never heard of this.
Yeah, this has been going on for a long time,
Quite
for
a few years
probably
now.
like
Yeah.
6-7 years now, I want to say.
Oh, is this the YouTube Awards?
Yeah, this is the Community
Oh.
Awards, and let's see here. So they've been going on since 2021. Where are
Brian,
this
weren't you
year's?
on it last year?
I've been nominated. Here are your nominations. Now, I don't want to.
What?
This is me. Yeah, this is me.
That every YouTuber that's ever made a short or a reel?
Look at these.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean,
okay, that's just ridiculous.
Well, I
That's
don't. I don't see me on there, so
Okay,
it's not everybody.
if Commerce Elite's on there, that's a joke. We publish one piece every month, every week.
I mean,
if that.
Yeah. So
Come on,
again,
this
you
is
guys know
stupid.
I've had very critical thoughts on the comic book community awards. I think they're poorly ran. I do say
You
I
can't
will say
have that
this.
many nominations. It's
If
just
that just
insane.
discredits it instantly.
Instantly.
Instantly discredited.
It's poorly ran. It's a hard thing to do. I get that, but it's
even harder when you have.
It's a type of thing. Like it's a type of thing where I think what happens is, like if I told everybody in the chat every night, hey, here's a link, go vote me. Here's a link, go vote me. Here's a link, go vote me. And you'll see a channel that, I'm not saying they're not a good channel, but they probably, you know what I'm getting at? That's that type of thing. Like it feels like
they're getting a lot of traffic from that's why they nominate 105 people.
Yeah.
Because they get all that traffic to their website or their
Yes.
YouTube
Dude, look
channel.
at all these categories are stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
All these categories are ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty silly. Comic community hidden gem.
Do they have longest beard?
They do. Best, where is it? It's down here. It's most distinctive personal trademark, celebrating a memorable visual trademark such as distinctive hands, mustache, facial hair, or hairstyle.
How come I didn't get nominated? Come on.
Favorite community artist, honoring an amateur artist who has not been professionally published. I like that. I like this one too. Biggest channel supporter, recognizing outstanding moderator, fan, or overall community supporter. I think that's great. There's a couple things in here that I really like but I think that it's ultimately done in a shitty way. There's got to be better ways. And we give the Ringo Award shit for how it's voted on and who voted on it. But again, that's a hard thing to come up with. It's like, how do you, if let me ask you guys this. Let's just say this. If you guys were to come up with the rules behind the Comic Book Community Awards, how would you do it? Would you like say that, okay, anybody can nominate somebody, but then a bunch of actual content creators vote on the winners? Or how do you do that? You know what I mean? It's hard to come up with the rules.
Well, then you have to have people that aren't nominated that are picking.
So if you want to do it, you got to do it right. And to do it right requires an enormous amount of work. There should be community voting within its own community for their own. You can't vote for yourself. And in order to avoid some favoritism, then you also got to have some public voting. But you also want to avoid the whole, like you just said, every show for a whole month straight is vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. Because that gets annoying as shit.
Right. And then, and then what you should do is this should be like, send us your 2 best shows.
Yeah.
Like you're a finalist. Send your 2 best shows. And then the panel can watch them and then rate each person's show. And then you have
and that's what Comics Pro does is you can nominate yourself, but you got to do the submission. You can be like, hey, I think I have the best kids section. You got to fill out the little requirement. You got to send pictures in order to try to nominate yourself. And then, it's definitely has to be the way the Ringo Awards doing it, instantly discredited. It's a joke. Just look at the names that, it's clearly people that are trying to be too cool. We're too cool to nominate Absolute Batman, but Manhunter's good because we liked Dennis Camp's politics, so he can be in there, but not Scott Snyder. It's too popular.
It's popular, but it's also really left.
It's and Absolute Batman is just good comic book. Period.
It's like everybody who's loved the Matrix and all the Matrix the whole thing is a metaphor for being woke, and everybody hates the word woke. They actually wake up. They actually
The Matrix.
Appreciate you on that one, Kevin. Much love, brother. All right, so next big story is something, you know, we followed for a very long time, and it's kind of a breath of fresh air to see that's coming to an end, but I don't know what to think on this one totally. Basically, yeah, this is Diamonds. So basically, if you as I don't know if you guys know this, but the Diamond Comics. Hold on here, let me do this. Update layout. Wait, I'm trying to fix the way this looks. The Diamond Comics bankruptcy was just a nightmare of stuff going on throughout the last 3 years. We thought it was probably, was it 3 years? I think it's been 3 years.
Oh, at least.
About 3 years, yeah.
So basically, we thought it was going to be like a couple months worth of reporting, and it just turned into this crazy saga. You guys can go back and look at the history. Bleeding Cool has a really cool like history of, I mean, look at this. This is the history. Announcement on the 14th of January, and it just keeps going and going and going. And look at this. This is all the history. So basically, the Sparkle Horse, who so weird to say, right? Sparkle
Is that
Horse.
their name now?
Yeah.
This is why you don't get nominated for awards, Brian.
Yeah.
They're now. They used to be Sparkle Pop. Now they're
Sparkle Pop. Yeah,
Horse?
Sparkle Pop. Yeah, Sparkle Pop. I apologize.
Sparkle Horse is way
I don't
cooler,
know where
by
the
the way.
Sparkle Horse came from. Yeah. Well, like one company representing the new way of selling collectibles is worth $20 billion, and we're still cleaning up the remains of the company that controlled comic distribution for like decades. So it's very like the juxtaposition is perfect in this one. And
very telling.
Yeah, the Diamond bankruptcy, like estate. There's an estate for the Diamond bankruptcy, and a group of publishers, being this community they put together called Ad Hoc, was a group of publishers, including like Nick Barucci at Dynamite. I believe he was part of that. A bunch of other publishers that were not only owed money from Diamond, but also a ton of their inventory was sitting in the Diamond warehouse that they couldn't get to. And it's been 3 years that, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars is sitting of product is sitting in these warehouses, and you know, a bunch of money isn't getting paid to the publishers that Diamond owed. Like, I think Dynamite, I think Nicky Barucci was probably owed like $80 million or something. Not $80 million. Something crazy.
Didn't they
like
start
100,
dumping all that stuff,
like a couple $100,000 or something like that. Some crazy amount.
More than that.
They stopped dumping it because they got a cease and desist. So they had to hold on to it. They stopped selling it.
Yeah.
Now you got rid of all that.
I still have an account, so
there was a bunch of consigned.
Yeah, they changed websites. There's no more Diamond website.
Yeah, no.
You have to go to their new website.
So they reached settlement over all the inventory sitting in that warehouse. The inventory became one of the ugliest pieces of the whole bankruptcy. Basically, people arguing over it. Like it's wrong to sit on all that inventory that could be being sold, and you're still owe people money, and you're not giving them the inventory to like make up that cost. So publishers like got together and created this group called Ad Hoc, and they basically argued that those books are ours, and Diamond never owned them, and the Diamond estate wanted access to the inventory to help satisfy creditors. And Sparkle Pop, who is the Ad Pop subsidiary controlling the warehouse, was also claiming significant storage related costs. And the settlement is essentially a recognition that the publishers who owned the consigned goods all along are getting their books, and that matters legally, right? The publishers won that argument, but it was very expensive for the publishers to get those books back. They finally got told, hey, you can get these book backs, But in order to get the books back, members of the ad hoc group, which was all the publishers, are effectively giving up their interests in money that was owed to them of a little over $600,000 just to facilitate the settlement. So basically, Diamond or Sparkle Pop said to all these publishers that are pissed off they aren't getting their money or they aren't getting their books, said, hey, if you want your books, you have to basically say we don't owe you anything. And the net amount going to the estate is listed at $619,000, with another $50,000 allocated with the consignment group members who are not part of the ad hoc committee. So there was another group of publishers who are getting a chunk of money too. So in other words, Diamond owed publishers money, and now some of those creditors are sacrificing the money they were owed to recover the inventory that they argued was theirs in the first place. And that's very interesting. And somebody who had a really good story on this was Heidi McDonald over at The Beat. She did some great breakdowns of all this. Shout out to Heidi. I would love to, it was short notice, so I didn't reach out to her, but I would love to have her on at this point to talk about this, because we're talking about $47 million in book values and $113 million in retail values, or so $47 million in like, you know, the value of wholesale, the actual product, and $113 million in retail value, which is an astonishing amount of comics, games, and merchandise, like all trapped in this. So imagine explaining this to someone outside of comics, where you got to say publisher shipped tens of millions of dollars of inventory to the distributor goes bankrupt, and the publishers then have to spend more than a year fighting to prove that the product belongs to them, and pay basically to get their product back. So that's what's so insane to me.
Crazy land. It's just crazy land. It's kind of alternate reality. It's like a bad Dennis Camp story.
Oh, I'm so I'm so sad that I couldn't get any of this stuff. I am so sad.
It's crazy, dude. It's nuts.
Other distributors should have been policing Diamond.
There was no other distributors. There was no other distributors. Diamond was the only ones, right?
Yeah.
Is
Nick still in the chat? Did he go pick his books up?
Nick, are you in the chat? Let us know if you're here. I would love to know. If you're here, I'll send you the link if you want to jump on and talk about this a little bit. Because I would love to
earlier.
I would love to hear your opinion on this. I haven't talked to Nick in a couple weeks.
And if you've got plans for those books.
Yeah, right?
Like dropping them off at
Fort
Jervis, New York.
Oh, here he is. He says he is in the chat, but he can't discuss. So when you can discuss, Nick, hit me up. Let us know. We want to get you on. So here's the crazy thing. So the problem isn't necessarily over. Like, there's another major wrinkle in all this as Sparkle Pop sold some of the consigned inventory while the ownership was being disputed. So that's a big fucking deal. Yeah.
I didn't buy any comics, but I bought a lot of toys. I bought an F ton of toys.
Well, you know, they sent out an email. I remember, like, hey, everything on the list 50% off. I went and got shit.
Yeah. You know? The email I saw was 70.
70. Well, see, that's even better.
And it was 70 off wholesale.
Ooh.
So the settlement filing states that Sparkle Pop held or should have held at least $417,496 connected to the consigned inventory sold after May 15, 2025 through February 13, 2026, including $273,000 attributed to consignment group members. The publishers maintain there may be additional undisclosed sales or inventory shortages. Ouch. The publishers reserve the right to pursue additional claims against Sparkle Pop if more unauthorized sales or shortage are discovered. Shout out to Heidi for just writing a great article on this, breaking all this down. So basically, the Diamond fight may be ending, but the Sparkle Pop fight is just starting or is still going.
It's got to be a headache for publishers because they aren't distributors.
Well, not only are they not distributors, they're not people to go. Not only they have to be distributors now, they got to go pick up all those books.
Yeah.
More money.
right?
Time, money.
Well, that's going to be a lot. I mean, if you hire somebody to go get them, and like freight on board FOB just off the internet, you know, going to cost you time, gas, and
Yeah, but I mean, who's there to facilitate this? Who has the
Exactly.
inventory lists?
that's the other thing.
Who knows what's
Exactly.
where?
Hey,
Who's
that
paying
box
that
looks
guy
like
to be
mine.
there?
That
Sounds
looks like
just-
that box looks like mine.
yeah. I'll take those 4 pallets over there.
Well,
I mean, what a mess.
the
And has
crazy,
anybody? We don't even know if anybody's removed any yet, right?
I don't know. Yeah. There's
they've
basically,
been selling
here's what
that shit off.
Heidi wrote, that the settlement still requires court approval, but she considers
okay.
approval like highly likely. And then publishers must physically recover the inventory where there are concerns about inventory condition. They don't know the condition of their stuff, shortages, who pays the storage cost, undisclosed sales, logistics of removing millions of dollars of material. She's also reporting accounts that some parties who previously recovered inventory didn't necessarily receive it easily or in ideal condition. So some have got it, but the condition was shitty. That's even worse. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. The conditions of the books are probably wrecked. If they were on those automatic picker shelves, they're just all over the place. Because people just left.
Yeah.
Like, and whoever takes over the lease of that building is probably going to be like, what am I going to do with all these comic books that are left here and abandoned? Because they're going to be there.
People are
tons
asking
of them just abandoned.
Who's involved publisher wise. It's Ablaze, American Mythology, Avatar Press, Battle Quest Comics, Action Lab, Drawn and Quarterly, Fantagraphics, Green Ronin, Harmony Press, Living the Line, Paizo, Udon, Zenoscope, Boom, and Dynamite.
So there's a couple of ones that you'd really want to get. Obviously, Dynamite. Obviously, Boom. And
Zenoscope,
and Paizo,
Udon.
Zenoscope, Udon, and Paizo. Paizo does Pathfinder.
Yeah.
So you
Fantagraphics
have a
is good.
a ton of role-playing stuff, which sells very well online.
Action
I
Lab.
guarantee there's some guys that don't even want some of that shit anymore. They've already moved on. They don't want it. Like, just keep it, get rid of it.
How can you sell it now? Like, who's gonna want to buy it?
Yeah, it's stuff that was FLC 2 years ago.
Longer than 2 years ago, brother. I was buying stuff off Diamond that was from 2014.
Yeah.
What up,
I can't sell
Hoods?
shit I can't sell shit that came out 3 weeks ago, much less 3 years ago.
Did you say Action Lab? Did you say Action Lab was there?
Yep.
Oh yeah, buy all that. That's all Zombie Tramp stuff.
It used
What
to
about
be.
toys? Is there
It
anything
used
about
to be.
toys on there, or is just in general?
Toys, yeah. But toys is a different category.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's something else that's interesting is Chase Bank. Heidi had reported that the estate had borrowed another $8 million from Chase earlier in the proceedings, and says an outstanding balance still appears to remain. And that means Steve Jeppy and related companies had guarantees tied to the original Chase financing, potentially keeping portions of the bankruptcy alive even longer. And there also may be additional fights over warehouse storage expenses with Sparkle Pop in that case, which is very interesting. But I guess there's a few big questions, right, to ask. And I don't know, like, how did, when we look back at this, what did Diamond's collapse permanently change in comics? Is there anything that they permanently changed other than trust? Because they definitely permanently changed trust in comics.
Oh man, that's a great question.
Business sense, it's don't be a monopoly and try to control everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if it changed anything, it taught publishers probably the best lesson out of everybody. Just don't put your eggs in one basket, right?
Yeah.
I think that might be the biggest lesson for the comic industry.
You know what I think it also did? I think it also added fuel to the live selling craze and to the change in business, that how comics were sold. Because a lot of these smaller publishers who were doing everything through Diamond started doing live selling things. And, look at Josh Blaylock at Devils Do. He'll do live selling stuff now to move inventory. Massive Publishing does live selling, I believe, to move inventory. Image is doing live selling to move
Yeah,
inventory.
it did kind of force their hands to find
Yeah.
other avenues to get to their customers for sure.
Yeah.
It also changed. Lunar and Penguin got way better at shipping, way better
Until
at
Diamond was gone.
Until Diamond was gone, and they just learned from their mistakes.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know about you, but I am tired of getting 2 books in a box from Penguin and 30 books in a mailer.
I just hate the mailers.
PRH and Lunar both expanded.
Yeah.
A lot of publishers found
Took on
alternatives.
a lot more places.
Retailers and
isn't
publishers
Penguin,
found
free freight free.
But yeah, it is.
other
They're
logistics
wasting-
solutions. Massive
was just-
Publishing
Lunar
wouldn't
doesn't
be
come in-
around. Massive Publishing wouldn't be around because Massive Indies Publishing only popped up to, try and help the smaller publishers that were getting screwed. So Massive Indies wouldn't be around, which is a big thing.
I remember going to Comics Pro and Diamond was so disconnected. This is a few years back. Their big reveal was they got new boxes and they couldn't wait to show us how the boxes broke down.
Flat bottom boxes. Yeah.
They were going to be better. And it's like, what in the meantime? And then another Comics Pro, they showed up and they literally admitted to everybody they've been stealing from us with shipping costs.
Yeah.
They got up on a stage and admitted, the guy even made a joke about, oh, I had to give up my corner office so we could give you better shipping. And it's like, he just said that. And everyone's like, oh, you're so silly. I'm like, you idiots. He just admitted, but they just couldn't wait to kiss the Geppy ring. And God, I always hated Diamond.
Where does that 113 million of retail inventory ultimately go? Like, are we going to see a flood to the market of stuff?
Thanks, Steve.
You know what I mean?
Just keep saying that.
No.
Well, I don't know what they're going to do with it. I think they'll write it off.
I think at this point, remember, we're talking about weekly books. We're not talking about some hot exclusive for Invincible that everybody's going to want because, it came out, or Absolute Batman #1, tons of those. We're talking some random issue #3 of some book that a publisher had.
Anything that was good was sold out.
The shitty thing is that ultimately publishers absorbed the real financial damage from the Diamond bankruptcy, right? It's these publishers that we just named.
It really sucks
that
for them.
absorbed that got damaged the most, and ultimately the comic book fan is going to get shit on in the end, but we won't see that necessarily anytime soon. I would guess.
And remember, I think that value probably comes from cover price value, not printing costs. They're going off of value based on whatever that cover price is. So remember, they're printing what they actually spend on that inventory is, let's say 25% is still high of that cover price for $1 each a book. That's way too high for what they paid for that, because you can't survive printing a book at $1 each in the direct market.
Do you think that publishers could destroy that material rather than release it into the market and save money by doing so?
But again, they're going to want to destroy it because it's not worth selling.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Point. Yeah. It's selling it for 50% off is, maybe they'll put it on a website if they have a website. Maybe they'll add it to some mystery box or something. I have a lot of Merc inventory still, and we slowly sell it over time. For $1, half price, 50% off, whatever.
I mean, like you said already, some of these smaller ones are already doing online sales. Maybe they'll run them on their online sales. Some of the bigger people that don't have that set up, maybe they don't pick them up. Maybe they sell them direct to somebody else and give them the rights to pick them up. At pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, I honestly, I would just bulk them out. If somebody like, who wants this? Go pick it. Like I have in the back of my warehouse right now. If somebody showed up and was like, can I have all these? I'd be like, yes, please. Give me $5.
Yeah.
You can have all these 20 long boxes.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Another good question, Brian, is I know it's not good that these publishers are going through all this, but what good happened because of Diamond is happening today?
Well, that's a great question, Steve. A really good question, because ultimately, um, it could be healthy for the comics, landscape, despite the destruction it caused. We no longer hopefully we'll never again have a one distributor control the market the way Diamond did. That's a good thing to have. Whether it might not be as easy as it was with Diamond, but I think it's a good thing that we have multiple distributors, and
Yeah.
and the
But
ability to distribute yourself, which is a pain in the ass, but that ability is there, and we see a lot of crowdfunding efforts. So ultimately, this could be healthy for the industry in whole. It's going to cause a lot of pain and maybe the destruction of some businesses out there, which sucks.
but what corporation sees that consolidation is where all the money's at, and since the regulations have been lifted on that, I mean, you just look at what PSA has done. They bought Beckett, they bought SGC. Let me tell you, if they could, they'd buy CGC, but CGC is owned by the biggest money men in the world. So,
well, I think it did prove that the direct market is more resilient than people believe. That's for sure.
yeah,
and that comics is still a healthy hobby and a healthy moneymaker, in big parts because of Absolute Batman right now. And, some of these things, new blood getting into the buying market with the younger generation and, Dungeon Crawler Carl, Ben 10, Absolute Batman, the manga feel to it, I think that it's way more resilient than we would have thought, because when this was all going down, I thought we were going to lose way more than we have. I'll be honest. I thought it was going to cause way many more problems. Did I think it was going to last this long? No. It's kind of crazy that it's taken this long. And
it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
$100 million in retail.
Well, where did that money? Here's
I'll
the
take
interesting
10%
thing.
of that.
Here's the interesting thing, in the whole Diamond and whatnot stories that we're doing tonight. Like, it isn't really about two companies. It's about where that commerce went. Diamond's power came from controlling the inventory and distribution. Whatnot's power has come from attention from customers. Diamond said, how can we get comics into the store? And Whatnot's doing the other part, saying, how do we get a customer watching somebody to sell? It's this very interesting kind of play on this, right? Like, where I think that Whatnot's also rise and live selling's rise maybe has been benefited because of the Diamond thing.
I think it was inevitable, the rise of Whatnot and live selling. I think live selling, the rise was inevitable. I mean, it's the way of the future. It's the next e-commerce, just like websites were inevitable. Same with live selling, and it's just going to get more and more available. I don't think Diamond pushed it either way, good or bad. People still need. DC was already with Lunar. Happened during COVID. COVID was the death knell of Diamond. Remember, we kind of forget what was happening. Like, we were posting FOC on our website every week, and then no books would come out, but another FOC would come up, and then no books would come out, and then another FOC would come out. Finally, people started going, "Whoa, what are we doing here? Why are we going to continually FOC books and nothing's coming out?"
Yeah.
Finally, Diamond was the one that made the call, and we're like, no more. And then all the publishers got pissed and all the retailers got pissed. But it's like, somebody had to do something, because everyone else was just like head in the sand. All the comic shops are closed. What? Nobody can be open? Fuck it. Another FOC. Do it. We got a publishing schedule to keep up with. So if anything, Diamond did the right thing and said, we got to stop this FOC stuff. DC said, screw you. We're going to go to Universal and Lunar. Marvel wound up going to Penguin. And I think the biggest one that stayed around was, honestly, Nikki at Dynamite was probably the most loyal to them over there. And everyone kept asking, when's he going to leave? Everyone just kept leaving him slowly but surely. But yeah, COVID was the death knell to them.
Yeah.
But it was a boon for live selling. You know, they gave everybody free money and made them stay home. Oh, we blew up on our live sales. We were killing it. Everyone was making money hand over fist in the comic industry during COVID. And then after COVID,
but nobody was paying. Well, not nobody, but a vast majority of people were not paying their bill to Diamond. You know, we got to remember that $30 million outstanding money from comic shops.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of, again, you can blame.
I feel very stupid
for
for paying my bills.
Well, don't be, because they're sending out
automatic.
letters. They're sending out collection letters to people now. So, you know, it's everyone's fault. Everyone praises Lunar, or they praise Diamond because, oh, they gave me a loan and helped me with my business when I had all these invoices, helped me get out of debt. Okay, well, I don't think that was out of any kind of sense of philanthropy. I think it was because they needed their people to succeed because they're going to keep buying from them. You know,
it's a business that needs volume. So that's why you worry about the 2 distributors. And now, like with Universal being a 3rd distributor and doing Image and DC, can Lunar survive on whatever they get left? Right. And with people jumping back and forth.
I think Lunar will be happy that they take some of the business. I really do. I think Lunar's maxed out. Those guys are.
But it's a volume business. I think there's a tipping point where if you're not moving a certain number of books, it's just not fucking worth it.
Yeah.
Because it's such a small percentage.
Yeah, it's definitely volume based. That's true for any of us really in this industry, right? It's about volume.
Oh, margins, man. Margins.
Well, yeah.
About inventory.
If you have both, you're
me,
exploding. But
you have to have inventory in this industry. If you don't have inventory, it's you're gonna.
Well, like we were saying, different models, right? Some people need that new fresh product to keep people coming in the store.
Yep.
And some people could care less about new product. They want the people coming in
they
looking.
Need the collections.
They want Marvel Comics Presents number 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
To me, my new books are a write-off. I lose $200 at least every week. And yeah, I don't sell out. So everything I have left is back issues. If I don't do more than 50%, all the books aren't paid for, and I usually don't. But I do well enough that it creates traffic. So it's a loss leader.
You have a pull box as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I could go just pull box for only bring in what my clients order and then everybody else. But people know that we have new books. We advertise on the radio, New Comic Book Day, and then we list our top 5 on the radio. Yeah, everybody laughs at the radio, but it's so fucking cheap now, and people still listen to the radio in their car.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure my grandpa would love to, if he was alive, would love to hear your ad.
Yeah. Or you know what you could do, Emmett? You could do a billboard as well.
No,
I did a billboard, and it
increased
business.
I think here in New York it's like $700 a month.
It's not bad. That's
not bad.
Oh God, I paid $2,000 a month for mine.
Yeah. Were you out on the highway? It depends on where you're at.
I had 2 at one point. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, all the old school advertisement works. It's just nobody cares to be on the radio because they don't think anybody's there.
I mean, honestly, any kind of advertising would work, just advertising.
I'm in this tiny little paper that it's only this big. It's like a zine, but it's all ads of local businesses. And the guy who puts it out on a 100-mile radius. Yeah. I'm like, you go around every week and put these out 100-mile radius. Yep. And I get customers call me all the time. You buy this, you buy that. Yes. Because my ad is only for buying. We're buying. So yeah. It's worked great. And it's $190 a quarter. $190 a quarter.
That's great. Yeah, I used to do little postcard advertisements. Remember those little coupon books they'd send out and you open up the envelope and there's little coupons in them? I used to put coupons in those things. It was like $400 per mailing.
Yeah. I used to do the dinner menus at the diners.
Oh,
But one
that's
of our
cool.
diners, one of our diners was so fucking busy in the summertime. I would be paying like every other week because they were going through like 10,000 mats fucking a week. I was like, oh, that's too much.
Yeah, pub. The same thing happens on our Whatnot shows. We go live on Whatnot, and we have so many people buy from us because they're like, I don't have a local comic shop, or they say my local comic shop doesn't get all the variants. I know I can get them from you.
Yep.
Or they say by the time I get there, they're sold out, or I just
Or they don't like
going
them
there anymore.
I don't like the guy.
Yeah, there's so many reasons.
Who doesn't like M's?
Oh, a guy that left my store tonight.
Well, some guy in Texas in my show was like, "Fuck Most Wanted Comics." I can't stand the guy.
So this next segment is more a drama alert segment than an industry show segment. But that being said, we got a drama alert segment kind of for the industry show, ladies and gentlemen.
Really?
Let's do it.
What did I do now?
Yo, let's do this.
Most valuable commodity I know of is information. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree that the most valuable commodity is information. And here's some information from you about the GOAT, GOAT, greatest of all time, Mr. Rob Liefeld. He says he won't do an absolute Batman unless he gets paid $1 million or dollars. So basically, he was on. Let me explain what happened. He was doing a live sale on Whatnot for Youngblood. He was signing a bunch of the new Youngblood stuff. I even think, shout out to our boy John Ramirez, Heroes Reborn, who got a really cool sketch from him. Or no, he did a chisel on the Joker Batman cover when he was at Hot Flips on the East Coast, I believe. And he was selling a bunch of books on live. And somebody had come in and asked him about Absolute Batman. And Rob had actually was very nice and said, "Oh, I love Absolute Batman. It's great, yada, yada, yada." Something along the lines of, let me get the actual where he said something.
Was it really you, King Chase?
Yes, King Chase. Yes, that was him. Yep, he's in the chat. It was 100% King Chase. So
yeah, he was not nice.
Yes, that's great. I'm glad you're here
because that's usually his move.
It was 100%. It was he 100% blocked him.
It wasn't King Chase, but it was somebody else. I think he blocked.
So basically, people are saying he said that he would never draw Batman, and he would only do, and he was dogging Absolute Batman, but he wasn't. Somebody had come in, and I don't know if this was you, King Chase, or that came in and initially said stuff. Okay, King Chase was banned. Okay, but a person had jumped in and said that, hey, what he wanted to know Liefeld's thoughts on Absolute Batman, and that person said that Liefeld was originally very polite and positive about the comic. He says that he was happy for the team, Absolute Batman team. He discussed the Bedrock Absolute Batman homage cover and answered the questions, from people. And then that person posted.
Can you play the video?
Yeah, I'll play it. Then that person posted Rob's answers to an Absolute Batman Facebook group, and that's apparently when people started flooding the live stream with more Absolute Batman questions. And when that happened, basically, I think something pissed him off, and at some point, King Chase, was that you? Yeah, here we go. So this is great. Okay. So King Chase asked Liefeld about doing an Absolute Batman cover, and I think Rob was just pissed at this point. I don't know what he was mad about or what, but you could see, like, he was getting tired of all the bullshit. And here we go. Let's play this.
It's a custom. We got custom comics, baby. I'm never doing anything with Absolute Batman. Take that all the way to the bank. I would do an Absolute Batman cover.
Wait, there's King Chase. You see his comic.
Why is it doing? What the fuck is that?
Whoa.
Oh, that's not pretty.
That's an
$1
arm
million.
nipple.
Okay?
All right, here we go.
So it's definitely not happening. Guys,
He
what
says-
a waste of
Why is it doing
my
that?
time to draw Batman. What an absolute waste of my time. I don't, whatever Batman it is. Do you think if I did that, I'd have an 8.5 hour line? Oh, I got one without it. Okay. On 3, on 2, on 1. Guys, I'd rather take meetings with people who want to make movies of Brigade and Bloodstrike and all that other stuff. I don't need Batman. I've never been a Batman guy. I walked away from Marvel and my career only got bigger and hotter and stronger. Okay? Straight up, work for hire is garbage. I'm not into it. Yeah, I get it, King Chase. I understand it, and you got my answer, dude. Call me dude again, and I'll. You know what? I don't. You got to go. I'm not your. I'm not your bro in the bar.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
He was about to say,
I'm
fuck
Rob
off,
effing
but
Liefeld.
He stopped.
I'm
I'm
Rob.
Rob
Hey,
Liefeld.
my pro
Liefeld.
shot. Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
Come on, man.
Hey,
I
Chase.
mean,
Look at that. That's gross. What the fuck is
yeah,
that?
that's like
dude?
an arm nipple. It's like
Yeah.
a dude that.
But you know, I think the real reason why he wouldn't do Batman, because Batman needs feet and he can't draw feet. Maybe.
nah, Rob's
just
the
joking.
goat.
Sorry, Rob.
So-
Sorry, Rob.
So
Oh,
he said,
Sorry,
King
dude.
Chase is in the chat. He says the previous conversation wasn't him. He randomly joined. He was having a beer on his couch and just randomly joined without knowing what people were talking about.
And then he got blocked.
And then he got blocked, dude, for calling him dude. You know what
But
the
how
problem?
many of
Rob-
us say dude? You say dude
Bro,
like every second.
I
almost.
know, and
bro,
I
like,
had
come
my
on.
best friend's dad, who was like a father to me. My best friend growing up, we played on all the sports teams together. Both of our dads were our like coach and assistant coach, for years. And anytime somebody would call him dude, he would get offended. He'd be like, "Don't fucking call me dude. Don't say dude." And I never understood it, but some people don't like that term. Like, it's used
hate
too
the bro.
much. Bro and
Oh,
dude
it
and
is
like,
bro.
yeah,
Especially with high school
bro
kids.
is not as bad as bruh.
bra.
high school girls. Bro,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
But it's like
I-
it's an everyday slang, right? So it's not like, he meant it. It didn't seem like he meant it in a bad way.
Yeah, I say dude a lot. I think it was when he said that, I'm Rob effing Liefeld, it didn't sound like a flex. It sounded like
That's
if that would have been Mayhew or anybody else.
oh my
Well,
god.
Zabit says that, Sean. He says, I like how Brian goes, hell yeah. But if this was anyone else, you'd bring them up on Drama Alert and roast them. But this isn't anyone else.
yeah.
This is the GOAT, bro.
This
is the
not
GOAT.
like Mike Mayhew situation. This
Yeah.
is just him being pissed. Like,
Goat is
Rob's the
subjective.
GOAT.
I can see everybody asking Batman. He's like, "Fuck Batman! I'm here to sign this book."
Didn't people start asking him about his Kickstarter too in there or something?
Oh, they always do, I imagine. I just think it's so funny, though. Like, Chase, you need to have that. You need to figure out a way to utilize that as like your main video. You need to pin it on
Yeah, dude.
on your
Can you
IG.
play-
Yeah,
I want to know
dude.
what that is so bad.
It looks like a
It's like an AI zit.
yeah, it's weird.
It has 17 million people have also wondered what the hell it is.
It is a zip, bro.
Okay,
Now you
gross.
got to get a shirt made that says,
I want to. All right, here we go.
"I'm effing Liefeld."
I'm Rob
It's
Liefeld.
a custom. We got custom comics, baby. I'm never doing anything with Absolute Batman. Take that all the way to the bank. I would do an
Oh, my
Absolute
goodness.
Batman cover for $1 million. Okay, so it's definitely not happening. Guys, what a waste of my time to draw Batman. What an absolute waste of my time. Whatever Batman it is. Do you think if I did that, I'd have an 8.5 hour line? Oh, I got one without it. Okay. On 3, on 2, on 1. Guys, I'd rather take meetings with people who want to make movies of Brigade and Bloodstrike and all that other stuff. I don't need Batman. I've never been a Batman guy. I walked away from Marvel and my career only got bigger and hotter and stronger. Okay? Straight up,
covers them all.
work for hire is garbage. I'm not into it.
Well, that part I agree
Yeah,
with
I
him.
get it, King Chase. I understand it, and you got my answer, dude. Call me dude again, and I'll. You know what? I don't. You gotta go.
Crash out.
I'm not your bro in the bar. Okay. I'm Rob effing Liefeld.
Yes.
Bam, my pro shop. Congratulations.
That sounded like somebody
dude.
was throwing a little mini fit.
You gotta
I
get
love
Rob
it.
on.
I love
start
it,
off with
man.
that. I'm Rob effing Liefeld.
I guess
Get
there's
him on.
shirts being made. I might want to make a shirt or two on that because it's classic, dude. He might
Okay,
have
how
to.
much-
He might have to go
Dude,
into. I'm gonna clip that and use that somehow. Because,
Dude, how much did it con to have him sign the book, Rob F.N. Liefeld?
oh, bro,
Dude, there you
he
go.
should
I want
sign
that.
like that.
He'll charge you an extra
it
$50.
costs you a fortune. Oh,
King,
not even.
King, now you gotta go meet him. and
Yes.
ask him to put that on there.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so speaking of Rob Liefeld, and this is gonna maybe take a turn here, but I watched the Stan Lee documentary.
Well, that's where I was gonna
Oh,
go
you did?
next. And before you say
Okay.
that, he has a new Robservation out where he's talked about it. I haven't heard it yet, but
Okay, I mean,
we
either.
need to go check that out. And I would love to hear your thoughts.
Oh man, it was I was getting ready to fall asleep. I remember, oh yeah, I gotta watch this thing. I pulled up, I was wide awake the whole time. Because like, I mean, I knew a lot of those guys. Like I saw them at cons, I had interactions with Max and all the guys helping him out. It was so the biggest criticism is John watched it and didn't do anything, right? That's everyone's criticism. He says very clearly in the documentary, and I think he needs a lot of props for this. He says, and I'm not quoting, he says something along the lines of, if I could go back and do it again, of course I would do things different. And he says, everyone says in that moment, you think you would do the right thing. Everyone thinks that you would do this and this and this and this in that moment. But when you're there, it just doesn't happen. And I do think he should have said something way sooner than what he did. Way sooner. He watched a lot of shit happen to Stan that wasn't right. And he admits that. And he says, again, you think you would do the right thing, but you just don't. Because it wasn't
we're
like
in
it
comics. That's all we live for. That's all we watch and read about is being a hero.
But it's like
I would've been telling
it's
him,
like
"Get
this
that
thing
shit out."
happened. It's not like it went from, okay, this is cool this day, and then tomorrow it just changed. It was a progression over time, and it's harder to see when you're that close to it. I'm not making excuses for him at all, but it's harder to see something that when you're that close to it change
Respectfully, it
slowly.
sounds like it.
Like the culture changes somewhere. So should he have said something? Yeah, it's easy to step back and say he should have said something, but the way it ended, with it all coming back full circle, and I'm not spoiler alert or anything, but it was a very heartfelt ending. Stan went the way he wanted to go. It was heartbreaking about his wife and everything. I didn't know a lot of that. It was fascinating watching some of that stuff because I didn't know any of that stuff behind the scenes with the new lawyer that took over, the guys that really abused him. Max abused him, yes.
But the guys after
at the
Max
same time,
really abused him.
Yeah, Max abused him for sure. But Stan also and Max knew how to manipulate him for sure.
Stan
It
was
all
a
about
nice
the fan.
dude. He was a nice guy, and he got taken advantage of because of it.
He got taken advantage of by Marvel or Disney with that part when he said what he sold the stuff for. It's like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Disney should have been giving him some type of stipend monthly, because
everyone in his life, bro, effed Stan over. Everyone in his life until the end.
Yeah.
When John entered back into his life, it was tough. And even when he did try to call the cops and try to alert the authorities, he sent that footage everywhere, like he said in the video, and no one gave a shit about him.
Yep.
None of these major publications gave a crap. I thought it was fascinating watching the documentary. Fascinating.
So
It
he
was such
sent
an.
the footage to publications.
He sent it
Well,
to
he sent it.
publication.
He sent it to the police and the FBI first, and they did nothing. Absolutely nothing. They went and interviewed him, and you see that interview happening. You watch it, and Stan's like, "No, this guy's my friend. We just did a business deal on a new house the other day. He's looking out for
they
me."
made him wait out. They made him wait outside. He couldn't go in. He was freaking out. Max's twin brother showed up. I had no idea Max had a
That
twin
was
brother.
crazy, right?
That was wild.
Yeah.
The FBI didn't do shit, and then John tried to send it to all these other places,
TMZ, all kinds of shit.
major publications. No one wanted it, and then and by that time it was out of his control. Max had already been outed by this other guy, and they were all stonewalled. No one had any access to Stan. This guy isolated him big time. And that interview was crazy. It's like you're almost screaming at the TV like, Stan, tell him what's happening. And he's like, no, he's a business partner of mine. Everything's fine. It's like, no. It's almost like watching an abused lady be like, oh, he didn't hit me. I fell down the stairs. Yeah. It's like, just tell him.
That was the best way to put it. Is it felt like an abused wife or girlfriend.
Like Stockholm syndrome almost, right?
Yeah. Very Stockholm syndrome like.
Yeah, that's true. The daughter wasn't involved to the very end. That's true also. She by the time she got involved, it was too late. She tried to get in and she was blocked out.
I thought it was very interesting too to hear like John when we asked him about the daughter, like and he said, I feel like his daughter has the same problem that Stan had, and that was trusting anyone and getting taken advantage by everyone at the same time, which is a bummer. And Rob put out a post. He said, "I share my firm belief that Stan had Stockholm syndrome throughout this era." And to those of you who believe that you were going to be the one who rescued him, all exits were covered well in advance. They surrounded the assets at all time. And that was true. You see that in the video where they won't let anybody around them, even the security guards. This is what's so crazy. They had these security guards who, when John got back involved, after Max had been gone and this new guy was taking advantage of him, John got back involved. And in that point in the movie, when you started meeting the security guards who were there at the time, even so, when that happened, the security guards, John, a couple other people, and his nurse said, we gotta end this. And that's when they started sending all the information out to places. And the guy who was taking advantage of Stan called the cops and tried to set up this story where the security guards were trying to break in the house and get to Stan, so that there was this it felt like he was trying to cause the officers to shoot the security guards, because the security guards were starting to say, hey, this isn't right. There's something going on here that's wrong. And again, that was something that was very weird, that even with Max, as soon as as Max or that other crazy lawyer guy had any smell of somebody saying, blowing the whistle, you were gone. You were gone. You got kicked out of the universe. And one of the things that John said, the reason why it took so long for him to get the movie out, was he really wanted to interview that guy that was part of the crew that, when they first started thinking that there was stuff that was wrong the way they were treating Stan, said something to Max, and he fired him immediately. And he wanted to get that guy's point of view, which was very interesting. It's so sad that somebody that was revered by so many people in the industry, whether it's for the love of comics, the love of characters, helping them get through teenage years, nostalgia, and the money they were making at the guy, never showed him enough love to where he didn't die broke. He died broke and brokenhearted too. His
Yeah.
wife was everything. And that was another part in the movie that made me really tear up is, dude, when he would call his wife, he called his wife every couple of hours. And when he would talk to his wife, there was a couple times where he videotaped him talking to his wife, and it was so heartwarming the way he talked to his wife. You know, it was like
Yeah.
you know, when you're with your first girlfriend, you know, it was like the way he talked to her, like you could tell he loved her. So she was his everything. And when she left, the fucking sharks just pounced on him in a major way. Yeah.
And it broke his heart when she passed.
Yeah.
But he kept going. And I love how they said in the video, again, we're almost saying the whole documentary now. They were all like, oh, June is gone. Like, so that's it, right? And Max is like, no, we got a con to go to.
Yep.
And they're all like, this felt weird being here. But
yeah,
again, like it's all of them. If you're going to be mad at John, you got to be mad at everybody. And after watching it, you really, I can't bring myself to look at all of them and be like, all of you are to blame for this. Like if they're to blame, then so's every single person that got in line to get a picture with him while he's asleep in a chair
and didn't say something. Yeah.
Every person
or people that have
watched
profited
him falling asleep on his signature pen while he's trying to sign.
Yeah. And if you want to, I also say like as well, if you want to look at it that way, then everybody who is selling his signatures for profit after knowing the bullshit that was going on, they should be implicit too, right? In that thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, that's not the case.
Okay, I'll tell you when you're wrong. Just keep going.
Yeah.
I got 6 books signed by Stan. They were all effed up signatures. Max gave the books back to me. He's like, I'm sorry, they look this way. I handed him $600 cash. I'm sure he put it in his pocket, and it never made it anywhere to Stan. I didn't know that at the time, but the signatures were back. He said Stan had the shakes, and I did think in the back of my head, like, Stan has the shakes. Then why is he still signing books? I still gave him money. I still sold those books later on for probably $200-300 each. They were keys. So, I'm implicit. I should have said, Stan has the shakes, you shouldn't be here. And I should have stopped everything and went to the cops and threw a fit and went on a hunger strike until Stan got rescued. Like, it's, I know I'm exaggerating, but still there gets to a point to where it's easy to sit back and look from outside look. I'm not talking to Emma, I'm talking to everybody, right? Like it's easy to sit from the outside looking and saying shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Listen, I'm not saying to do what he should have done would have been easy. Right? We wouldn't have any problems if this stuff was easy.
Yeah. If you also look back to some of the earlier creators like Bill Finger and many others, he's
Did
not
go?
maybe
Schuster
not
and Siegel and Schuster.
Worse of it, so this has been going on, and
Neil Adams.
This is the first time it's actually on.
Neil
Artists
Adams
don't have a union, so they don't have any kind of pension. They get a little bit from what's the God damn it. Most of the guys give money.
Heroes.
Heroes.
CBLDF. Yeah. Heroes.
This has been going on.
I love that I get to answer this guy's question and say his name. Mr. Hardnips.
Gisardo.
Mr. Hardnips, if I saw Max again, I think same as everybody else would probably do. We would all have assault charges. Because I don't think any of us could walk by that guy without lashing out violently at him.
Is he in jail right now?
No, I don't think so. He got charged for, in the documentary they said he got 13 months for tax evasion. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Not a single person, and again, it even says in the documentary, not a single person ever got charged with anything for how Stan was treated. It was all other stuff.
Yeah.
Regarding the money and elder abuse.
Yeah. I mean, I probably could take it a little easier if 25%, 50% of this money goes to an elder abuse not for profit.
I would feel even better if they actually got some sort of punishment for all this. I think it'll be better. I mean, that's the whole point.
That this documentary is used as some type of evidence in some type of case.
course, man.
I'm
Something.
I wouldn't be surprised
In
if
our
there's
world
some,
today, justice is there isn't.
yeah.
No way. There's no justice
Well,
today.
the only justice that we can really give is what you were talking about, what Hard Nips said. You know, what would you do if you saw Max again? And I'm sure that there's no way Max could come back into this community and people know it's Max under any situation. I don't think so. And hopefully people out there, here's the other thing. I wouldn't be surprised if there's storage lockers full of Stan Lee signed collectibles and comics that are just waiting to be sold by
Guarantee.
Max. Yeah, by Max, by the other guy that took advantage of Stan, by a lot of people, you know. And
they needed to blow over.
They needed yes,
a little time, and then they'll come out.
Yeah, and like Timothy Brandt said, someone out there may see the documentary and take action on it. I hope that if they do, that action is in the legal ways. You know,
Rob Liefeld.
I'm just glad. I'm glad he made the documentary because we all need to know what happened, and we would not have known the full story if he didn't put this out for everybody to see. Period.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
and I got a feeling just from, I don't know John very well, but from the little bit that I do know him, and after watching the documentary, I do think he did it as a labor of love. He did it because he wanted people to know the truth. And Stan even says that. There's a clip in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, creative editing choice, but a wise editing choice, where Stan says to him, people need to know my story. And he told John, he's like, well, you got to make sure people know what happened here. And John's like, I will, Stan. He said, he's so funny because he prophesies it. He goes, it may take me a while, but I'll make it happen. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, he fulfilled his promise to Stan. So I think it was good that he did it for sure. I'm personally glad he did it because now I know, you know.
I haven't seen it yet.
More
but
of the story.
People trying to keep him from releasing this?
No. I hope that at some. I think that a lot of people are just like, you know, they just feel like he should have done something and that he was complicit as being part of the group that was, you know, traveling with Stan all across the country and basically just putting him out there for people to sign books and to take pictures. One of the big points in there was Stan would sign all day and then he would be tired but then he would have to go back and take pictures, and he would get so tired that he would fall asleep while taking pictures. You know, they were just basically like treating him as like the golden cow, you know, like, and just taking him everywhere. And unfortunately he was broke, so he needed the money. Like that's the other thing. He was taking advantage financially through multiple people and businesses and places that he had to make money in order to survive and keep his home.
And he wouldn't have been broke though if they were just honest. I mean, they only charged Max with what, $12 million of tax evasion. I'm sure that's all they could find. Imagine how much cash was just gone, lost.
That's
such a
big
cash heavy business.
In our business, there's a lot of cash, man.
I love cash.
Cash is king. Wu-Tang
Hope I get a lot
forever.
this weekend.
Rules everything around me.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta play some Wu-Tang now, Brian.
Yeah, man.
All right. That being said, what do you guys got anything coming up? Sean, what about Comics Elite? Anything over the next week that's going on with Comics Elite?
Yeah, we'll go to your Instagram real quick.
Okay.
Look at all those nightmare pictures.
Oh, we do have heroes. Bro. Holy cow.
We have Chicago this weekend. Okay, so all these are pictures. These are cardboard cutouts, $10 each. Come get them. They're all on the very top. Cool. They're on the top of my building, of my warehouse, to cover up the gross silver. They've been up there a while. They're probably dusty, but anyway.
Wow, dude.
That's just some of it.
Where'd you get all these?
Hey, you know, they don't sell
Diamond?
those no more. You've had them.
Diamond?
Somebody at a flea market was going out of business, and I bought them all from him for like $20 a pop. I will be in Chicago Prime. Yeah, well, I'll be there.
Dude, let me see them. Look. Which ones you got?
He's got all of them, dude. Catwoman, Ant-Man, Captain Marvel, Harley.
I used to buy the
Spider-Man?
Arkham Harleys from him. I go to his flea market, buy them from him for $35 and sell them for $50 on live streams.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you
Look
can't
at
get
Thanos.
The Thanos.
It's minor ding Thanos. And then
there you go. I didn't throw those away, chat. Those are what I did not throw away. I wanted to, but you all made me feel bad. So
do you have like a little of like what's a little taste? What's a little taste in there? What's the
imagine the worst books in your dollar bins, and that's what is in those boxes.
Some of those are my favorites.
10 for $1.
But one of them is one just gigantic long box of a bad idea cover.
Which one do you know?
The very first one, on the long one on the side, the second level.
No, I mean, do you remember which book though?
Oh, Last Resort.
Last Resort.
That's why, no one knows.
Was that last year? Right?
Yeah, look at that exquisite. I see that exquisite corpse
that
on
It's
top.
a trade.
That's a trade. I
Baby
did bring
teeth.
that
Yes,
home.
baby teeth.
Baby teeth. That's volume 5. Please come get it. Yeah,
I think Steve is closer.
I think the dividers are the most valuable thing in those boxes.
Possibly.
Chairs.
Ooh,
$5 a pop. Can get them.
Slat wall.
Slat wall. I got black slat wall. I got brown. I got black slat wall. I got brown slat wall. I got. What do you want?
That stuff is very coveted. If you're a store owner, you don't have to be a card store owner. That stuff is
it's
expensive.
So versatile. More slat wall.
Hey, I see a spawn box up there.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm keeping that. More slat wall.
Jeez Louise.
Racks. 45 wire racks.
So you're not taking any of this, Sean?
No, I already have those. I have so much of those wire racks, bro. So many.
Yeah.
Yep, they're there.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
So if
man,
anybody,
I wish I was closer.
Yeah.
So many.
If you guys are close to where you at, Sean?
Indianapolis, south of the city. And then that was the middle of moving stuff from that upstairs loft area behind all the posters. That's a whole nother live sale section up there.
Oh, that's sick.
With tons of short boxes.
That Hulk is a good poster, man.
That is. I love that Mark Brooks poster.
Immortal Hulk,
Yeah, but all that is just piles of that Hulk phone. I kept that. That's an old school Hulk
That's
phone.
Cool.
It's really cool.
Good boy, 9.8. Garrett gun.
So much of that stuff just crap. Those tables I kept and moved, but that's what it's been looking like. It's just piled up stuff. I put that big silver thing on the left out by the dumpster, and it was gone within 20 minutes.
Oh, that's cool. It's like a pegboard, but you could spin it. That's
spinny,
awesome.
Silver pegboard. I just no use for it anymore. Yeah, so much of that crap. Another side.
To a bigger spot.
This reminds me of Jesse's when Jesse was leaving. This reminds me of helping Jesse move stores.
It's just it turns into that. All the stuff that we have, and there's long boxes full of supplies, and there's black sheets from what we used to be on the comic cover of a table, and that black BCW box, the plastic box on the right over there on the table, that's somebody bought it and they never paid for their order. Like there's just so much whiteboards. I mean, eventually it all becomes worthless.
Yeah.
It all becomes, there's prints on the wall, Marat prints, those comic boxes, or, there's a
monitors.
Computer. I've been playing. Yeah. God, I can't tell you how many monitors and computers I own. I never thought I would own as many TVs as I do now.
So you're going to be leasing this spot out. Do you know what it's going to be used for?
It's a music production business.
That's
studio.
Cool.
Music studio and a live event center.
Make some hip hop music.
Fuck yeah.
Whatever they want to make.
That's cool as shit, dude.
But anyway, it's crazy. So that's been my
You're
life, trying to empty
subleasing
that.
that area, Sean?
Yeah, I'm subleasing it out to a different place. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. Can
They're
help
spending
pay
they're spending at least $30K on renovating that interior, which
Wow.
is, I have to send you guys pictures when it's done. But anyway, there's a Nefi Wars exclusive coming out this weekend. It's launching on the website tomorrow by Garrett Gunn. And it's a MegaCon exclusive. There she blows. 3 versions, trade version and color hold. Limited to pretty limited. The Gun Honey's dropping this weekend. That's a Dominic tag. There's Motley Monroe. She'll be at the con this weekend.
Whoa.
Hey, that's a good cover.
So get your cosplay book signed by her.
Let me go back to the here we go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That's
you
pretty sick,
probably might
bro.
see more if you scroll down. It might be there more too.
Where
should
at?
be past the Motley stuff.
Oh,
Scroll quickly. No, okay, maybe not.
Anyways, shout out to Nefi Wars guys, who I gotta give them their flowers, because I've been hearing about Nefi Wars quite a bit lately. Right? I mean, so many people talking about Nefi Wars. I did a panel. Shout out to Scott, who's in the chat right now. Shout out to Scott and Ian and the whole team, just for doing cool things in a cool way. I was in a panel at San Diego Comic-Con with the V-Friends guys, and we were talking about how crazy blind bags were and how V-Friends has built their comic brand around them. And the V-Friends guys brought up Nefi Wars, being like, and then we see like this Nefi Wars thing that's going on and hear all their success and how awesome that is. And it was very cool moment. So just wanted to say that to you guys, to Scott, you're in the chat, how cool that was. And your product is being recognized by not only collectors but people in the industry, and that's important. So continue to innovate and do cool things in a transparent way, and I think that you guys your brand will be built in an amazing way. So,
well, here's another thing I'll add to with that real quick, Brian, is I work with a lot of publishers on doing exclusives, and I know all my friends do, and I hear all the nightmare stories. These guys are the utmost professional. Scott reminds me of stuff that has to get done. Scott messaged me yesterday and was like, hey, when are you going to reveal this cover so I can promote it too? No publisher has ever asked me that question in 12 years of doing exclusives.
And guys, remember, if you go to Comics Elite tomorrow, you said tomorrow these are dropping?
Tomorrow at 12, yeah.
Tomorrow at 12, Comics Elite. Use the promo code Beyond10. You'll get 10% off over there on anything on the website.
Available. Yeah, very small amount available for pre-sale. The rest are going to be at the con, at the booth, or live on Whatnot on Saturday.
That's great, man.
Ooh, I don't have any. I keeping all my stripper poles. Awesome sauce.
Of course, awesome sauce. I'm ask about stripper poles.
I'm keeping them for when Brian comes to visit Indianapolis. He's gonna get on a pole.
It's not gonna happen, but you can wish. Ifs and nuts were candies and butts would be Christmas every day, my friend.
That's true. That's true. Maybe Emmett will do it.
Yeah. He knows those. He grew up. He worked in that industry, so.
Yes, I did.
Speaking of stripper poles, we're at the Motley Monroe stuff. Holy moly! All right, what? Anything else cool coming out?
That's it for now, man. I got so much other stuff. I just got all kinds of new covers coming in. It's going to be even better we have another Nefi Wars also cooking for Dallas. So Fan Expo Dallas is going to be really big for us. And then we have humongous stuff for New York Comic Con.
Real quick, I put up some blind bags of the Nefi Wars stuff yesterday, Scott, and we pulled an let me see if I can find it real quick here. We pulled an iron variant from it was limited to 199, and it was fucking gorgeous. I couldn't believe the cover treatment, how good those those hits are with the cover treatments they have from. There's like an iron, different types of elements, and it was super cool. And the guy who won it was super stoked. So good job on those, man. All right, Emmett, what about you? Havens for Heroes, anything cool coming up this next week?
Yeah, a couple of things. We did Sunday night. We did our first returning episode. I'm taking over hosting my buddy's show. End of the night. It was its 150th show. They'd taken a long hiatus and now they're back. We interviewed Tiffany Shepis, who was Dr. Oak, or I think that's how you say it, on Star Trek's Picard. And we're going to be taking a week off and then back in 2 weeks. And I believe that's going to be, what's his name again? England.
Robert England.
Robert England. Yeah.
What's the name of the podcast?
End of the Night. And it's going to be, it's on Facebook Live and on my YouTube channel.
So where can they go to find it?
End of the Night Facebook page.
End of the Night.
Or
Facebook
Haven for
page?
Heroes YouTube.
Okay, there we go. That's even better. Haven for Heroes YouTube, you guys, which is linked below. Yeah.
And Shopify I've added another 150 books
Ooh,
of stuff
nice.
that I don't sell in the store, mostly, booby books. And really oddball independents from like the 80s and early 90s, really small press stuff. And what else? Oh, I sent you some pictures.
Okay, let's see here. Is this on Instagram?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I sent you like 10 pictures.
Oh wow. Oh yeah.
I bought 100. I bought 18 short boxes from $2,000 for $2,000. And this is some of the books. This is the She-Hulk. That's her doing jump rope, the naked jump rope. Then
I called dibs on that.
Yeah, 300, 340, and 14.
Sweet.
And then there's a couple other She-Hulks back there. And then just, you can see all the short boxes in the background. Then,
oh yeah. Look at that.
And then I have some more pictures.
Yeah.
After that, yeah.
There we go.
So I also got 15 purses. If anybody's into Kate Spade, Coach.
Thank God my wife is
Torney and Burke, or Tory and Burke. I got about 10 different brand new
Tory Burch.
Birch. That's it. Yeah. There's another Kate Spade. And then a Michael Kors.
I'm telling you, you need to go on what now, bro?
And then I got about 150 ladies' watches. This woman passed and she was, I guess, really into watches. That's just a couple of the better ones. And then this is a Cooper Type G1. This is a flight jacket, probably Korean or Vietnam War era G1.
Wow.
That's just the tag there. And sadly, it's new old stock. So there's no unit patches. It's never been worn. So it doesn't have the kind of value if it had been worn. But it is a sweet ass jacket. If you've never seen, you have to have seen a movie. If you've seen Memphis Belle, all the jackets the guys in that are wearing, that's what that is, a G1.
Sick.
That was cool. That came in I buy clothes by the bag, $10 a bag. So that was one of the items in a $10 bag.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Goes wild, dude. Unworn goes for like 200. If you have something World War II, an A1, an A2, even a G1 is kind of later, but like an A1 or A2 with unit patch worn, $2,000, $3,000, easy.
Wow. That's crazy.
Big money. Yeah.
Steven, what about Most Wanted Comics? You got anything cool going on down there in Corpus Christi other than moving stores? You're on mute.
Oh, good. Just leave him there. Just kidding.
That's why I was on late. I was prepping the walls, about to paint our office over there in the storage area. But we got a lot of new toys that are coming in. I'm preparing to have brought in prior to the move. So we got a lot of new toy products. The comics, I've been flipping through thousands of comics that I bought previously months and years ago. Finally getting a chance to go through it, rebagging and boarding it, getting it ready to rock and roll. So
Dude, that's got to be like rebuying it though. That's got to be like the first time look. You don't remember what's in there
every day. Yeah, I'm posting shit every day. And like, dude, who's bringing all these comics? So at the same time, people are blowing up my phone.
Yeah.
Thinking like, Steven just bought a collection. All right, let me go sell mine. It's like, no. Wait until I move in and get settled in. This is stuff I bought like last year, and I'm barely going through it. So it's been like.
So are
that
you
for
turning
almost the
down
last 2
buys?
years. I have to.
Wow.
Send them to New York.
It is insane.
It's smart.
But the thing is, yes, it's smart. But I tell me, if you need to sell it, sell it. But if you can wait for me, let us get settled in. I'll buy it from y'all. But right now, I gotta be smart. I still have to pay a little more on the remodel, and it's almost done. But I gotta be smart. I can't, as much as I want to buy it, and it eats away at me. But I'm learning to be patient, and you know what? It's actually paying off. I see more money in our account. Makes me feel better.
I'm this close to renting the basement next door.
Do it, Emmett. Get more books.
Yeah, for more books, and because it's actually built out like an office, so I could actually move my eBay over there. I could move my Shopify over there. I could move a lot of stuff over there, and I could have a whole shipping section. But truly, it'll just end up being fully
storage. No, I've had to play smart, but it's really been. I got a lot of new statues fixing to hit our shelves just in time for the move from Sideshow. I've been just trying to plan it out according to our move. I don't want to go crazy, but I want people when they show up just to be like, "Oh crap, there's a lot of new stuff," right? A buddy of mine down in McAllen area, south of Corpus, he does giant 3D prints. I got a giant Spider-Man that he's gonna make for us. Hopefully, should be done here in a couple weeks.
That's sick.
It's gonna go mounted on the wall. Our signage
that's
is
awesome, man.
fixing to get taken off. I mean, it's a lot of things going on, but I think it's gonna be insanely busy. Like, I think from the time we move in to the holidays at the end of the year, I mean, I can see ourselves jumping like 30-40% easily.
That's great, bro.
Is he hooking you up with that print for advertising?
Yes.
Good man.
Yeah.
There's
So
a way to work a
it's
deal.
been very busy, but it's a good busy, and it's all coming into play. But like I joked earlier, it's like, I swear these permits, like, you need to get a permit to do everything, and that's the only thing. And our
you should be in New
electrical
York.
permits should be set. And once I get the green light tomorrow, the plumbing should be green lit, and electrical on Thursday. So crossing my fingers. And once that's done, I mean, we're ready to rock and roll. Can't wait to do a video, of our new shop, and it's been a blessing to have everybody coming in. Like, when are y'all ready? When are y'all moving? When are y'all moving? And employees, I've had about 50 people reach out to me already. Are y'all gonna be hiring? Are y'all hiring? Let me go work for y'all. So that's going to be another busy time vetting people, qualifications, and so we'll need to bring about 2 new people.
Yeah,
but that's
I can't hire people. I like creative people too much, and they're usually shit workers. I did recently hire a guy who's a writer who just got out of SCAD.
Yeah,
just graduated SCAD.
You said that the last
That's
time.
one of the things we should.
He's a fucking home run.
We should do like a show or a segment about that at some time, about hiring. What's your guys' hiring thing process, or what are your guys' advice on hiring people as a comic store employee and stuff like that?
My pleasure.
That'd be a great
Oh, also, Brian, I don't know if y'all have heard. I know it's off topic. I apologize.
No worries.
But Marvel midnight release. Have y'all seen that?
Bro, you're fucking synchronicity is such a part of Beyond Wednesdays, you guys. Look what I had ready to come up.
Dude, I already signed up for the seminar to be with Hickman, Posey, and the other gentleman.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Dude, this is legit.
You think
I've been
so?
talking about people. I'm like, I personally, our I mean, just speaking on our area, but our customers love midnight releases. Remember Mark Spears? We've done with Mark Spears live.
Yeah.
Any midnight release just gets people out for some reason. I don't know what it is around this area, but you know,
It's fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
It
It's a
is.
cool
I couldn't get
community
anybody
building
out for
thing.
mine.
And you know, I remember
Yeah.
telling Matthew Klein at Penguin, because I asked if we can do a midnight release before, and I was like, dude, you need to get with Marvel, and they need to do this. And a few months later, here they are. I get the email from Matt, and I was like, dude, I told y'all. So I think this is huge, dude. This is awesome.
Well, the article I saw, they were saying that basically Marvel had no censorship at all on the writing or the stories. They can just go as crazy as they wanted to, which is shocking for Marvel.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
This is gonna
Hope
be
it's not just hype, you know.
huge.
I miss San Diego, so can we remind everybody who's writing? Is it somebody writers that have a following?
Yes.
Yeah, Hickman is doing X-Men.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Jim McKay is doing something, I believe.
Fantastic Four
Fantastic Four.
or Spider-Man, one of the two. Here we go. Hickman's doing X-Men with Delafonte as interior art. Midnight Fantastic Four is Ben Piercy with Kev Walker interior
And
art.
Percy. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Midnight Spider-Man is Philip Kennedy Johnson with Cytronic as interior art. And then
Who is Cytronic?
never heard.
New guy.
Yeah.
Those covers are pretty damn good.
And who's
Dude,
doing the
that-
Spider-Man? Who is it again?
Spider-Man is Philip Kennedy
Johnson.
Johnson.
Kennedy Johnson.
Oh, I'm gonna shut up now. Yeah, I think it's great pairings for all of them. Just look at that cover for number 2. That cover A. Oh my god, that is crazy.
It's awesome, dude.
I love this cover right here, and this one's good. Momoko's
So
okay.
they're gonna throw ash cans. They're gonna throw posters.
Well, and you get one of these things. Are you stoked
Yes.
about
The
that
glow-in-the-dark-
sweet neon
You can
light that
buy
they're going to
that.
send you? No, it's free
Yep.
if you order 20 copies.
No.
Yes.
No. It's $150 and you get 20 copies free.
Oh,
Yes.
shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 150.
Vice versa.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
already put the-
ridiculous.
Did
That
Did I
that's-
already miss them sign up?
That's such a
No.
shitty light. They should be giving it to you for free.
It is pretty terrible. Like
It's terrible.
a bad
It changes
logo.
colors.
I don't care. It's garbage.
It's a
Look at
bad
that.
logo. Yeah, it's a bad logo. It's a bad logo.
But you know what's good about this? If it does work out, let's say it works out for Marvel, right? Let's say it's a success. You can use this light
For midnight
for
releases,
ongoing
yeah.
midnight releases.
Yeah, great point. Great fucking
Right?
point. Yeah.
My wife
I
said
mean,
that. She's like,
I had custom LED lights made, like this one here, and they're
Yes.
pricey. I mean, 150 is pretty fair for the price, but I just wish it was like Brian said, a better logo.
Well,
Something
look
more
at the one
iconic.
behind you. That's so much better than this. Like,
I agree.
What about that guy that's making them had the TikTok?
yeah, there's so many
He
people
was
that
doing
make
the
cool.
TikToks for the
yeah.
Chinese shop that was making them.
Mhm. Yeah, that
Oh,
guy
that
was
was
dope.
dope.
$75
great.
bucks. It's crazy. That guy
maybe they
was
bought
really
it from
good,
him
man.
for $50.
Yeah, probably.
Man,
Yeah, shipping.
that's expensive. They should give that to you for free.
Yeah.
Listen,
and
we
it
don't
comes
even
with-
get the you had to buy the DC frame that lights up, and then all the acetates that go inside.
I still
You have
got
to buy
that
each
frame.
one of those.
I still got them a bunch. They work great.
Yeah. I'm waiting
There's
for
the
somebody to
ash
not need
cans.
theirs anymore.
So did y'all sign up for the webinar you get to be on with Hickman, Percy,
I
and
saw.
Johnson?
I try to sign up for all those. Like Image does a lot of them.
Yeah.
I try
Skybound
to
does
sign
a
up
lot
for
of
'em.
them.
Yeah.
DC
Yeah,
did
that's
one not
very
too
smart.
long ago.
hmm
That's another great point
I ain't
for
got time for
retailers out there. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Those things are very informative, and they
I
let
know.
you know what's coming, and they'll tell you things that they don't tell other people. Like,
I
hey,
know.
Scott Snyder recently came out and said to all retailers, you need to get in on Legion of Superheroes #1. He made that.
I am going big on Legion of Superheroes #1.
It looks good. Williamson's writing it. I'm very hopeful.
And Hayden Sherman is doing the art.
Yeah.
And they've already put out the Ashcan's been out. And was there a backup story?
How many blind bags do you guys order of the Mark Spears new title, whatever it was called?
Graveyard Shift. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got over 200.
Okay. We did a total of 5, I think, because I got
500
the ratio. Yeah, 500.
Here,
I like
here
that
in
there's
our
cards in
area,
them. That could be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. The
We can
cards
easily move.
and
I
like
still
that.
have Queen in Black. I still have
I sold out day one,
Boys.
one day.
I still
I don't
have
have any
Boys.
boys. I got
And
Queen in Black, and I have.
I still have Mark Spears Midnight one. I have
You
2
mean
left.
Halloween or winter?
Winter. I still have 2 of those.
2 or
I still have
200?
Battle Beast 2.
Just
And
2?
I still have, yeah, but I only
Battle
got
Beast.
10.
I'll buy them from you. I'll buy them from you. Don't pay for shipping.
Trade for some of those books you got in there, Sean.
But they're not the Battle Beasts you're thinking of, I think. They're the
I have
are you
Battle
thinking-
Beast #1.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
#1 first print.
Mm-hmm.
That's I can sell that for some dinero.
Yeah.
Especially on the whatnots.
Yeah, throw them on the whatnots, Emmett.
Yeah, those kind of books are
Who
crazy
wants
on
Ninja
Whatnot.
Funk #1 signed with COAs? I have about 25 of them.
You have to pay us to not buy those.
I
books
know, I
from
was
you.
about to say, yeah. Give those away, dude.
Yeah, you'd have to pay me to ship those to me.
Yeah.
Send me those plus $20 and I'll take them. My time.
Oh man.
Come on, it's the Spider-Man one that when he's like
homage.
Doesn't
the
matter.
homage.
Hey, there's the Dan Quintana cover for those.
For Ninja Funk?
Yeah. That was one of his first
What
covers.
about Alpha Robots foil?
Oh, that was stupid too.
I don't remember what Alpha Robots was. Is that a what?
It's
not-
Alpha Betas.
What happens
Alpha
when you-
Betas.
Oh,
Yeah,
Alpha Betas.
No, there was a robot one too. What was the? It was a whatnot book. It wasn't massive. It was a whatnot.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just for the announcement that I was telling most customers today, everybody's signed up for all 3 covers. So they're doing a midnight release of issue #1, and you can do a midnight release of issue #2, and a midnight release of issue #3.
Nice.
That's why I'm saying it's like, dude,
That's
Marvel's
cool.
never done this, or any publisher actually encourages you to do a midnight release. That's why it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Great.
I'm loving that. Yeah. Do more cool things to put more people in the comic shops and create collecting communities and fandom.
Marvel seems to be getting better. That's great news. That makes me very happy to hear. I like that they're changing, like we talked about last show, the blind bags to have different covers in them. Queen in Black was a hit. I still have some left, but it's because I'm not trying to sell them quickly. They're doing some good stuff over there. Now if they just get the stories to be good.
Yeah, get the right.
That's the
writer with
problem.
The right title.
Yeah, that's the
If we
fucking
could
problem.
combine Marvel's ability to make great covers and DC's storytelling, it'd be great because DC's covers, most of them suck. They do not have good covers.
Yes, I agree.
Lunar covers I go through is boring as shit. I go through PRH and I'm like, damn, those are some good covers.
Yeah,
But
agree.
if we could just have an amalgam of both companies, imagine that.
I
together.
like it when you have your customers come in and start talking to you about this stuff, right? Typically, it's usually us to bring it up to them. It was opposite today, and I like that. And even though I knew about it, I'm like, really, I want them to feel like, hey, you're telling me something I don't know.
So what were they
And it was
mainly
so
talking
cool.
about?
Was when are we gonna do the midnight release?
Okay.
And it's the Tuesday before we take off to New York for, New York City Con, and we're still gonna do it. But it was also the fact that Anybody Star Wars fans in here in the chat or on here?
Yeah.
Did y'all
Yeah.
hear as well?
Yeah.
What's
No.
happening?
No.
They just announced today crossover with Star Wars and Marvel. Bam. Star Wars and Marvel crossover.
Yeah, right here.
So
Look at
Captain
this.
America versus Luke Skywalker. I want to
Yeah.
see the lightsaber
I
on the
want to see
shield cover.
Luke and Spider-Man.
It's Kevin Smith,
dude.
written by Kevin Smith too.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
I don't know about
I'm
that.
sorry. This
Yeah.
doesn't excite me at all.
Just because it's Kevin
love it.
Smith.
We ever get in the end? Was it Daredevil that he never finished?
Green Arrow, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Green Arrow.
It's gonna be
Green
about
Arrow.
5 issues. This is another topic someone brought up to me, even though I saw it, but I'm like, dude, Doom against Vader?
Yeah. Matter
The
of fact,
potential's
Alex Ross has a
nuts.
famous Doom versus Vader image.
Dude,
Yeah.
that is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, as a
Wouldn't they
matter of
be
fact,
buddies?
let me go here.
Got the
I think
Force
it's,
against
No.
search
Yeah.
Alex Ross. Let me see.
I thought
here.
I think it's a great idea, dude. Like, I mean,
Anything that
listen,
gives people
huge Star Wars
it's
fan.
If
new,
it's
it's
cool,
different.
if it's cool, I'm into it. Like I'll give anything a chance. But
Right? I mean, the idea was like, what, really? Like Star Wars with Marvel? Like, I think that's a great idea for me.
where is it? There's an image that
Because
he
we have
posted right
plenty
there.
of
Look at
Marvel
that.
fans and plenty of Star Wars
Oh,
fans.
that is sweet.
Oh, maybe this was a
That's got to be a cover for something. 'cause
foreshadowing.
That's probably
yeah,
a ratio, like a 1/100.
he wouldn't have just
Hopefully.
drawn that on his own for fan art. That's going to be something in the story for sure.
Chuck says they're doing the same with Lego, Star Wars and Marvel and Lego.
Yes.
Wow.
It was probably obviously a huge license crossover deal.
Well, I hope that they do a Lego Marvel Star Wars game because the Lego games are the funnest fucking
I
games, bro.
love the Lego games.
So this is
Yeah.
coming out next year. I hope they allow a midnight release of this. I think that'd be cool, man. You got your Star Wars fans, which we got plenty of, and Marvel, dude. I'm
David
all about bringing
Marquez.
people
David
business.
Marquez is a good artist. He's doing the art. So
I think Kevin Smith's a good choice to have on this. I do.
but I don't know.
We
We'll
gotta get
see.
Kevin Smith on, Brian.
He's a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah, he's a huge Star Wars fan, but Kevin Smith hasn't written anything good in a long time, and he's kind of Kevin Smith has become, and I hate to say it, like in the last 10 years, he's kind of become a totally different person.
He stopped smoking weed.
Is that what it was? He stopped smoking weed?
He's sober.
Oh
yeah,
my
he's
God,
sober.
dude.
Long time
They
now.
go back to
Oof,
this.
And
that's
vegan.
exactly
And
what
vegan.
it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, he did lose a lot of weight. Yeah.
Ah, man, that's a bummer. Lost
I
one.
had no idea he was sober.
Yeah.
He did lose a shit ton of weight.
I mean, that's a sick image, though. I will say that. With the
I think
Death
it's just
Star.
the idea is something is cool, you know.
Yeah.
Just to see. And you got Thanos with the Imperial. Like, dude, that is cool. This is
Yeah, he stopped in 2023 after 15 years of regular use. To be
Says
more present in his daily life.
Smith comments,
Does
back in the
bacon- does
early
bacon, yeah.
80s, I had a subscription to Marvel Star Wars comics. And as fun as it was to follow the continuing adventures of Luke, Leia, and Han, I always wished that Spider-Man or Doctor Doom could cross over into the saga. So when the opportunity arose to actually tell that story, nobody had to force my hand. I'm ecstatic to be writing Hope Assembles for 50th anniversary of Star Wars. Many thanks to the Marvel Comics and Lucasfilm for trusting me to fly the Falcon and the Quinjet. And by the way, that 50th anniversary for Star Wars is a big fucking deal. I mean, there should be some major moments happening all over the place for Star Wars fans because of that. Holy cow.
Where's Celebration at for that year?
I think it's in California.
Is it next year?
I think it's in Anaheim next year, yeah. Or
Oh, yeah,
LA. It's in
April 12th.
LA. That was
Nice.
the last good one I went to was in Anaheim.
So I wonder when this is going to release.
May 2027.
Ooh, free comic book.
Oh,
day.
nice.
Yeah.
That week.
Hopefully that'll
around-
give them enough
yeah.
time to like finish the whole thing before. You know?
Get Blyfield on the cover of one of those.
It doesn't say how long
Why would
it's
he
gonna
waste
be.
his time?
He doesn't draw Star Wars.
He needs to be talking about movie deals, not drawing Star Wars covers.
What do they have? Patton Oswalt at the bottom doing that epic Star Wars discussion.
Oh, this is one of my favorite stories. It says here, a Star Wars comic book crossover is a rarity for the franchise, despite how much former publisher Dark Horse loved teaming up properties. At one point in the mid-2000s, the company started developing a Superman crossover with DC, Kurt Busiek and Alex Ross, but the project fell apart over alleged financial and creative disputes. The only time a crossover ever transpired was in the best Star Wars comic book series ever, Star Wars Tales, issue number 19, where they wrote a story where Indiana Jones discovers Han Solo's body in the wreck of a Millennium Falcon like 200 years later. And it's all, like an archaeology discovery. And
that's cool.
You see Han's bones, but you don't see Chewie's bones. And Chewie, they pan back, and Chewie's watching them go through Chewie's been alive the whole time and guarding the Millennium Falcon, and Chewie's watching them go through. It was such a good story. If you guys have never seen Star Wars or read Star Wars Tales, it's one of the best, like I said, series ever. And this issue 19 also had first appearance in it. It had a major first. I'm trying to remember what it was. Did they say?
Star Wars Tales 19.
Yeah, Star Wars Tales 19. There was a first appearance in it. There's a lot of first appearances in the Star Wars Tales. First Darth Revan, first Darth Malik, a lot of really good stuff. So, anyways, good shit.
Cool, man. I like it. It's good stuff.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll give it a shot. I'm down to give anything a shot, and hopefully there'll be something out there that's decent.
It is Ben Skywalker, Luke's
Ben
son.
Skywalker, thank you.
Oh, first proof
There we
of
go.
Ben.
Yeah, which is again, if you guys haven't ever heard of Star Wars Tales, it was an anthology series, and basically it was like 4 different stories in each book. And it's packed. They were like 40 pages, I imagine, each book. They were thick, almost prestige format style.
Oh, this is the Han Solo photo cover image.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
I remember what you're talking about. God, those photo covers.
This series also has David Nakayama's first professional work, and another famous creator's first professional work is in that series as well.
Nice.
So, yeah, it has the famous Darth Vader versus Darth Maul fight poster variant.
Yeah.
That's a real cool one. And the really cool Garth Ennis.
I found one of those copies.
Yeah.
I used to love all that EU stuff, man. I read all the novels.
Fuck yeah, me too, bro.
All of them, Stackpool and Zahn, and
yeah.
Man, when the Yuuzhan Vong showed up, when they had a whole hard reboot of it, the Yuuzhan Vong, I would do anything to see a Yuuzhan Vong movie.
There was talk that they were going to go back and do that. They would go way back.
So
yeah.
A real threat. When the first issue, the first novel, they killed Chewie by dropping a moon on him. That was wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wild.
Anyway. All right. That being said, tomorrow night, I think there's a good chance we're going to have Justin Jordan from Luther Strode on to talk some future Luther Strode stuff. So if you guys are fans of the Luther Strode series from Justin and Trad Moore, come hang out with us. That we'll get an update on that. We'll of course be going over new books and a bunch of other craziness that always happens in the comic book world and collectible world. Shout out to Alex who dropped a super chat. To Kevin Smith's credit, having a heart attack would stop me smoking weed too. Just saying, yeah, those myocardial malfunctions or whatever Sticky Goose says can be pretty rough.
But he was still smoking. He lost a lot of weight after the heart attack, but he smoked all the way to 2023.
What did Sticky Goose say? A myocardial malfunction? Something, I don't know what it was, but
making up words.
I blame cannabis.
That's what a heart attack is called.
Oh, I blame cannabis, just like he did. Yeah, that being said, you guys, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Make sure you guys go check out these guys' shops and online sales and websites and all those goodies you can find All the links below in the description. And we'll see you again next Tuesday. Adios.